Not where you would think it would be.
Where are you located?
Troy Winfield, Vandalia, Missouri. We do boxes, trailers. We cut stuff up on site. We do insurance work. Farmers, if you have a burnt building or wind damage building or grain bin, that's our specialty.
How'd they get hold of you?
Call me personally or call the office.
The Wrecking Crew, 636-462-1727.
The season's race is over, and the checkered flag is waving.
And
If
NASCAR's
you
supposed
ran
to take
near this
over
top
at
soybean
noon, so
fungicide,
we'll see what happens.
you're
with
crossing
that,
the finish
too.
line with more bushels, stronger stands, and no regrets. Don't wait until the next green flag drops. Run your beans full throttle next season.
Let's share
Lock
real
in Mir
quick.
Top with your retailer now and start next season out front. Always read and follow label instructions.
At Harvest, every acre tells the truth. And if you wait to see this season, you might be watching your yields slip away. Next year, don't wait and see. Know with TrivaPro. As the hardest working, longest lasting corn fungicide, TrivaPro works overtime to beat back disease, boost plant health, and preserve yield. For more bushels in the bin when it matters most. In 2026, don't wait to know. Go TrivaPro. Call your retailer today. Always read and follow label instructions.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The major averages were in rally mode and ending higher for the day and week with the Nasdaq.
All right, good morning, Facebook Nation. Hope everybody's doing well this Sunday morning.
The season's race is
We
over.
are in the middle of WrestleMania weekend.
If you ran Mir this top
We are going to talk everything that happened last night on night one. We'll give our predictions for night two. We'll go over AEW Dynasty a little bit from last week because some of those things set up for Wednesday night and for Thursday night.
Always read and follow
You know,
label instructions.
just so much stuff going on
We got
this
the Hall
week.
of Fame.
We had the Hall of Fame. That was pretty cool. I don't know if you watched it or not.
I did. I have a few comments on that one.
But, okay. I thought it was a great speech that Stephanie McMahon did.
Yes.
It was better than what I thought it was going to be quite honest, with her speech.
Hers. Yeah.
AJ Styles kept it shorter than what I thought it could have been.
Right.
But that's okay. It's his
Yeah.
prerogative, right? So we've got about 6 minutes before we go live on the radio. Whew. And
You
of
gonna
course,
take a breath
it's
yet?
dead air on the radio now. We've had all kinds of issues since we've had that storm that came through on Friday night. We were off the air completely until this morning. We're kind of back up on the air. So we'll see what happens here. Type in this and type in that and go like this. There we go. Now there's at least something on there.
Iran says the Strait of Hormuz is now fully reopened to commercial vessels. President Trump says the American
Good morning, Emily.
on Iranian ships
My daughter.
stay in
Is she on Facebook or
On Facebook.
did she put something in
Yeah.
there?
It says Emily Williams is watching.
Oh, okay. Good morning, Miss Emily. I hope that you're doing well this morning.
On the news, the American stock market is soaring. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani responding to a series of posts on Truth Social by President Trump from this week where he wrote that the mayor's policies would destroy
Yeah.
New York City.
There's
The Democrats
just
said
so much
President
that's happened
Trump,
this
Cheryl
week.
There really
White
is.
House
There really, truly is. And we are only live on the Facebook as far as streaming is going this morning, but we'll have the show up on YouTube not too long after
Not
the
too
show
long, yeah.
is over with. We'll get HD to throw it up on there after we are done. But yeah, a lot of stuff this week.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle.
Good morning, everyone, Miss Emily says in the Facebook chat now. Well, good morning, and a yeet to you.
Don't even start that. Don't even start it.
I'm waiting for that favorite gal of ours, Trisha
Yeah.
McGarry Williams, to come on and say good morning.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs.
I got to double the yeet this morning.
No.
H.D. Daniels isn't here.
No, you
A
don't.
yeet.
You don't have to say the word any this morning.
for covered repairs.
Zip, zilch. It'll be a great morning.
And this is the Fox Business Report.
The major averages were in rally mode and ending higher for the day.
Now it comes on. Now the radio part comes on. It's all kinds of jumbled up.
After the Strait of Hormuz reopened,
We'll see what happens after that
as a
goes
result,
off.
U.S. oil prices tumbled.
After
and
this
fell
one
below
goes off in about a
$83
minute.
barrel.
And
Tech stocks were among the best performers, with the tech-heavy Nasdaq posting its 13th straight session of gains, its longest winning streak since 1992.
see my normal breaks that I would take at about 20 after and 40 after. It's not on here. It's all kinds of messed up. So we will work with what we got and we'll go from there.
And Johnson & Johnson. The Dow rising 869 points.
We will
the Nasdaq
see
higher by
what happens
366, S&P 500 up 85. That's your Fox
We've
Business
got about
Report
3
on
minutes
the
before we go
remote
live
side
on the
investing
radio.
you.
And this microphone had better stay.
Once you be talking halfway through, then it goes up.
Real estate, you're a landlord. Stocks, you're a day trader. Crypto, you're a full-time researcher. You've got a life to
Seems like it's been a couple weeks since I've been here.
This freaking guy. This freaking guy. How did your wife do in the marathon last week?
She completed. She actually PR'd, which is personal record.
Nice.
She actually almost dropped 25 minutes off her.
Congratulations,
So,
Mrs. Williams. Great
I'm
job.
very proud of her. Very
Great
proud of her.
job. Very cool.
She ended up at like 5:32 and some change.
Okay.
So, previous year she was closer to almost 6 hours to do the marathon. So she dropped a good 25 minutes off.
Nice. Very good. All that hard work showing through.
Yep.
Not too much longer and we'll be going live.
It's no surprise, times have changed. People have changed, everything has changed. But we're still here to do what we've done for the past 120 years. Helping people find great
On the
cars,
radio, I should say.
meet their family's needs and budgets.
Because we're already live on the Facebook.
See for yourself why for 120 years, Weber has been the name that you can rely on. Visit us at any of our locations in Granite City, Columbia, Illinois, and Creve Coeur. You can also find us on Facebook on WeberAutomotive.com.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowen.
Can that still be heard? I can't hear
One of the NBA playoffs
Good.
Saturday night. The Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Houston Rockets 107-98. Luke Kennard, 27 points, 9 of 13 from the field, 5 out of 5 from three-point range. Kevin Durant did not play because of a right knee injury. Earlier Saturday night, the New York Knicks over the Atlanta Hawks 113-102. Baseball Saturday night, the San Diego Padres defeated the Angels in Anaheim 4-1. The Padres' Mason Miller, his 7th save already this season, extending his scoreless streak to 31 2/3 innings. Corbin Carroll's 8th inning grand slam propelled the Arizona Diamondbacks past the Toronto Blue Jays 6-2. Rockies
You know, for tornado touchdown up here?
It's possible. It's possible.
NFL Saturday, the New York Giants traded 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle.
And that could have been what knocked out some of the Transformers and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure.
10
Straight
o'clock.
hard winds and stuff.
10 o'clock, it just took up and it headed right up towards Winfield. I was like, uh-oh.
Yep. It was all red in this area when I was looking on the weather radars and stuff. So Winfield got hit pretty good.
Expected tomorrow. Highs level off around 68. Right now,
Jennifer Borjitsky.
the latest from News Radio KY.
I miss Jess.
Here we go.
Borjitsky.
Mics are going live. Well, good Sunday morning. Gonna pipe down that great bumper music right there. For we are live inside the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. I am Sarge, and joining me this morning is one of my co-hosts for this show. We're missing our resident referee, Mr. 123 Yeet.
No.
Yes, HD Daniels. But in the studio with me, he is the Nematode 3 and 4 Nelly.
Nelly, 3 and 4.
Super fan Tim. That's what you went last night.
Oh, no,
You went 3 and 4.
I was trying to get everything wrong so I could be perfect.
Oh, is that what it was? You still failed.
I still failed on that one, too.
Failed. And again, like I said, we are live. We are on the radio. We're also on Facebook right now on our Uncensored Wrestling Talk page. We'll have the show up on YouTube a little bit later this afternoon. We'll get HD Daniels to throw it up there very soon. Because, you know, we've had all kinds of issues going on here at the radio station. We're lucky to be on the air right now,
Absolutely.
to be quite honest. So, we also have an X channel. It's UW Talk KYRO. Superfan, we also have a Discord channel.
Yeah, we have a Discord. It's Uncensored Wrestling Talk Show. And I know everybody, last night we were all chatting all over that all night long.
It was a great
during the
night
minutes.
last
So,
night.
you know, come join us.
We were kind of doing, well, I was kind of doing.
You were doing
a little bit of play-by-play, typing it out. That was tough. That was
yeah.
really tough to stay on top of it. And then I did that practically for the entire show.
Yeah, you did.
But we're going to do things a little bit differently tonight.
Sounds good.
Tonight on the Discord channel, on UW Talk, on Uncensored Wrestling Talk, and I'm not sure, the link won't be able to be put up in the chat room on this particular show.
Correct.
But if you go back to Facebook and you look at some of the other shows, like last week's show, for example, you can get the link for the Discord channel. And the reason why, I mean, yes, we want more people to join us on the Discord. But the main reason why I'm bringing this up, the Discord channel, is because tonight, I think we're going to do things a little bit differently than what I did last night. There is a voice channel inside the Discord channel of Uncensored Wrestling Talk, and I'm going to click on that just about the time that WrestleMania Night 2 goes live, which the first hour will be on ESPN, and then the rest of it on the ESPN app. I'm going to do a little bit of a play-by-play and see exactly how we do on that.
Yeah.
And you can join in on there. Anybody can join in, and we can talk about what's going on
What we
during those
like,
matches.
what we hate, you know, anything.
Do what now?
What we like and what we hate.
Exactly.
That's what
Exactly.
we're watching it.
Exactly. So, you know, let's go ahead and jump in to night 1 here in a moment. But I know that we've got a message coming through on Facebook that I want to read. And that is from Trisha McGarry Williams. And she says, good morning and yeet to all. Well, yeet right back to you, Miss Williams, Mrs. Williams. We appreciate you joining us as always. And congratulations on the marathon run that you did last week, shaving off 25 minutes for a personal record.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It's incredible.
That is awesome. We're also going to do things a little bit differently this morning when we're going over night 1 from last night. The Sportster.com, you know, they did their review of last night's show, and they put about a paragraph or two for each match. So when we start going over these matches, you know, and we're going to go in order of how they did it on the show last night, we'll see what they had to say, and we'll also, you know, we'll see if we agree with them or disagree with them. But with WrestleMania Night 1, we were talking about this, you know, before we went live on the air. And I believe it was before we even went live on Facebook. It didn't have this week anyway. It didn't have the same feel as it has in the past during the week leading up to WrestleMania.
No, absolutely. I really agree with that fact, but I'm going to lay that one on because of the matches that they had programmed. There's really only been, you've got a lot of build-up for the Rock and Obafemi match. You got the build-up for the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton match, and you got the build-up for the Roman Reigns and CM Punk match. But the other matches, there really hasn't been the build-up and the want to actually watch it. It's my feeling. I mean, it's my personal feeling. But I think has kind of lingered through this whole thing, because even last week Friday Night SmackDown, the way it ended.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I mean, but it just didn't have the same feel. Now, as a overall, last night's event, night one, I thought that it was better than what I was expecting.
Yes,
it to
I
be.
would
I
agree
will
with
say that as an overall, whole picture thing. But let's go ahead and jump into this. Starting off the night, it was the Usos, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, and their tag team partner LA Knight taking on the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory, who are the WWE Tag Team Champions at the moment, and their partner, I Show Speed. And I tell you what, when they had announced that I Show Speed was going to partner with Logan Paul and Austin Theory, my hand went to my head, and I thought, oh, good Lord, this is going to be a crapshoot. And for the most part, I thought I Show Speed did pretty decently in that match.
I mean, you can see how athletic
First
the
match
guy
ever.
is. Yeah. At WrestleMania of all places. So the kid is 21, I think,
Yep,
and
exactly.
he is athletic as, all get out. And it's again one of those, what they call the tubers or the influencers, now jumping into the wrestling ring. Do we like it? Do we hate it? I don't know. I guess it really is going to depend on.
I got to see more.
Yeah.
I got to see more to give an I like or an I hate complete.
Right.
But I'll say this: I like I said before, I thought he did pretty doggone decently in that match. Now, let's see what the sportster.com has to say about it. I'm very interested in this. The opening match of WrestleMania 42 kicked things off in a positive and fun manner with I Show Speed's celebrity performance impressing. From the start of the match when he was isolated, both showcasing his athleticism and falling victim to a clothesline from LA Knight, he showed good personality and in-ring acumen considering he isn't a wrestler. The heels would cut the ring off early on, beating down Jimmy Uso, building up to an energetic Jey Uso a yeet hot tag, which the crowd absolutely went bonkers for. And then before the match could really get going, I Show Speed inadvertently knocked Knight into Logan Paul, causing Austin Theory to get annoyed at his streamer partner. This interaction led to Knight hitting the BFT on Theory for the victory, with the match being cut short far too quickly, feeling more like a glorified Raw match than a WrestleMania opener. Given the names involved in the post-match splash from I Show Speed to Paul through the announce table, this had a lot more potential in the bout itself. What do you think about what they say on this particular matchup?
Well, I think they're kind of leading down. I think we've got a WrestleMania moment that happened with I Show Speed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like I just said, at the end of the match, well, actually after the match was over with, Logan Paul was about to do a number on I Show Speed. And the Usos and LA Knight came running back in, making the save, because Logan Paul was about to do a number on I Show Speed on that announce table. That Spanish announce table went through some stuff.
That wasn't the
last night,
Spanish
didn't it?
announce table. That was the American announce table.
No, it was the Spanish one. When you're looking at them, the Spanish table is on the left, the regular announce table is on the right, and he was placed on the one on the left because he was on the far one. Okay,
we're gonna
look at it again tonight, and you will see.
Okay, I'm going to say
now
because the one
doesn't matter.
Behind him.
Doesn't matter. We're moving on. Usos and LA Knight come running in to make the save to keep Logan Paul from doing the number on I Show Speed on that announce table. And then they set Logan Paul up on the table, and I Show Speed did one of the prettiest splashes I have seen in a very long time, especially to the outside.
Yeah, it was similar to one of the first splashes that we saw Logan Paul do. You know, because didn't he do that on Roman Reigns at one of the Riyadh events?
Over in Saudi Arabia, exactly. I think it was a crown jewel event of some sort. But yeah, I thought it was really a tremendous way to end that first match and to open WrestleMania. Really.
Yeah. Like we were saying a little bit before, I thought it would have been fitting that if they would have got I Show Speed back in the ring and LA Knight hit him with a BFT and leave him laying. Because now the question really becomes, okay, LA Knight got the pin. Who's he going to tag with to go for those championships?
You know, I would rather see the Usos get a rematch with Austin Theory and Logan Paul first.
They should. I mean, they were the
Granted,
champions.
LA Knight got the win, but
LA Knight got the pin.
LA Knight got the pin. You're right.
So,
but
is it, do we find a tag partner for LA Knight just to go against the Vision?
We'll see. We'll see what happens here. All kinds of different creative ways that they can go coming out of this one. Real quick, Mama Bear, Sherry Harley in the Facebook chat saying good morning, guys, and good morning to you, Mama Bear. And then that leads us to a match that I thought was going to be a bit of a clunker, to be quite honest. Now, the build-up for it, I thought, going into this one, was actually a bit overdone on this, between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre.
Right.
It was going to be, and it was, an unsanctioned match, meaning the referee was only there to count the 1, 2, 3, or to get a submission, and that was it.
Right.
And boy, I tell you what, Katie bar the door, they used just like that saying says, they used everything but the kitchen sink to include a toolbox.
If there was a kitchen sink, I guarantee they would have used
They
it.
probably would have. They probably would have done something along those lines. Let's see real quick what the Sportster had to say about it. Jacob Fatu wasted no time getting this unsanctioned match underway, taking Drew McIntyre out with a suicide dive during his entrance, setting the tone for a physical, intense, and hate-fueled match, and it was extremely physical in this one. It proved to be a fun fight with authentic feeling hatred between the two men in a match that featured chairs, tables, wrenches, yes. wrenches, belts, and more. Though it did feel more like a street fight than something on the level of an unsanctioned match. There was fun and standout moments involving McIntyre's trauma with a toolbox, stemming back from his Hell in a Cell match with CM Punk. McIntyre's typical antics with a phone, trade finishers, and kickouts, and a big moonsault through a table to hand Fatu a big victory at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, basically what comes out of this is now Jacob Fatu is a player. And the question is, are they going to push him up to a main event player? Or do you think he's still going to be kind of upper mid-card? Does he go after a title? I mean, he wants a championship, so...
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Trying to remember, refresh my memory for as far as singles titles go. Was it the Intercontinental Championship or was it the U.S. title that Jacob Fatu held?
It was the U.S. title.
I thought it was the U.S. title. Since he is still on SmackDown, I would like to see him go back after that U.S. title.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know if I really want him to be the next contender for Cody Rhodes yet, because and we're going to get into it because of the fact that there's still unfinished business, basically,
Right.
between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. And really, that unfinished business, it should be played up on the next PLE.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping so, anyway.
Because generally, what is it? Bad Blood comes after WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, Backlash.
Or Backlash.
Backlash.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, so where does Drew go from this?
Golly, I mean,
you go from being a champion to an unsanctioned match, and then you lose again at WrestleMania. What?
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question to your question. Does Drew McIntyre, does he really need a championship belt? Does he really need one?
I don't think he needs one, but he has to have a story. He always needs a story. And the question is, who are you going to have storyline with him now?
Well, you know, that's another good question.
Does he go to Raw? I mean,
is this fight, is this story with Jacob Fatu completely over with? Because, you know, we have seen so many times, how a match like this one should end a feud.
Correct.
And it doesn't.
Correct.
It continues on and on and on for several more months. And you know what? Both WWE and AEW are at fault of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, anytime you have an unsanctioned, it should be the last one. You know, because you kind of look at Jacob Fatu. There was a little bit, you know, brewing with Solo Sikoa kind of implementing Tama Tonga as the one that knocked Jacob Fatu out.
Yeah.
You know, but Drew, then you get Drew coming back. Well, I told you it wasn't me. But again, does he go to Raw? Is there more opportunity for him at Raw? But then you got CM Punk over at Raw, and they've already had their program, and, you know, we don't want to see that again. We're done with the Cody program. So I don't know what's really left for Drew.
It's interesting. It's an interesting dilemma that they've got right now.
Yeah.
And you know, creatively speaking, as a whole, WWE hasn't been very good over the last couple of months as far as giving their people things to focus on and stuff. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I hope they do. I've always been a Drew McIntyre guy. I like Drew. Even, you know, but some of this whining stuff, let's get back to just being the Scottish Warrior, going out there and kicking butt.
Amanda Stout in the Facebook chat room saying, "Good day, gentlemen, and happy day 2 of WrestleMania." Well, right back to you there, Miss Amanda Stout. A yeet.
No.
Yes.
She didn't say it. You don't need to do it.
I don't care. I'm doing it for HT Daniels.
Yeah. You're doing it to make me mad.
Match number 3. You better get over yourself. Match number 3. A fatal four-way tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. And before we get into about this one, I saw a report come across yesterday that formerly known as Saraya in AEW had signed with the WWE. And my thought process was, okay, from a couple of weeks ago, Nikki and Brie Bella are in this fatal four-way, and Nikki was injured to the point where she had to get some surgery done on her ankle. I believe it was her left ankle. And from what I understand, there was a break, some ligaments. I mean, it was strained as well, and some ligaments were torn on top of it. So it wasn't a light surgery, and they had been hyping it up over the last couple of weeks that she's working on rehab. She's trying to get back there to WrestleMania and get this match in and try and win the tag team championships. And then I saw from the Hall of Fame on Friday night them coming in and doing a little interview, and she alluded that, you know, she was going to be ready to go. And I thought, well, okay, we'll see what happens here. But then, as I said yesterday, the news broke that the formerly known Saraya, now back to being known as Paige in the WWE, had signed a multi-year contract with the WWE. And I was thinking, if Nikki Bella can't go, Paige will be Brie Bella's tag team partner.
Yep.
So, in this one, it was the Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, the women's tag team champions, taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, also against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and up against Brie Bella and none other than the returning Paige.
So, let me ask you something, Sarge. This whole match, it ended up being like a 4-way tornado match, but you had 4 people in the ring at one time.
Mm-hmm.
That really confused me. I thought it should have been just whoever gets tagged in. I think they could have told a better story. It was just chaos going all the way through it. And the storyline just kind of fell flat if you ask me.
Well, something that we didn't say yet about those first 2 matches that happened, that we've talked about already. In my estimation, anyway, they were pretty short.
Yeah.
They were pretty short matches.
Mm-hmm.
And with doing 4 women at one time in the ring, from that, this one is going to be a short match, too,
right,
regardless. And for all intents and purposes, it was a short match. But I had not seen, at least in the WWE anyway, a fatal 4-way match, tag team match that is, where a member from each one of the teams were in the ring at the same time. It's usually one-on-one, and whoever can get the tag in will be able to get in there and mix it up.
Yeah, and that's what I was expecting. And I think just having the chaos of just 4 women going at it, you really didn't know who was legal, who wasn't. It just got all muddled up, where I think if they would have did more of a one-on-one style, and then whoever gets the tag in, I think the overall match would have been 10 times better.
For sure. Let's see what the Sportster has to say about this particular matchup. This fatal 4-way match for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles was all about the shocking return of Paige. Amidst the chaos involving the majority of the field, things were built up well to create anticipation for Paige's tag into the match, and she certainly impressed, nailing all her greatest hits and getting the crowd hyped up in a massive way. The showdown between Charlotte Flair and Paige was great. Brie Bella put in her best performance since her Royal Rumble return. Excuse me, but she hadn't had that many matches between the two, but okay. And the rest of the field came together well to produce a decent match that all led to Paige hitting the Rampage DDT on Bliss for the victory. It was not a clinic by any means, and it did get a little messy in places, but it served its purpose and gave the crowd a big moment. And that was the second big moment, really, of the night.
Right.
After ISO Speed's splash.
Yeah, I to be honest, I hated it because, again, don't take anything against Paige. She's a great competitor. But again, last year they did it with Becky Lynch's return. Now they do it with Paige's return.
History
Come on.
repeating itself.
Seriously?
History repeat. Now, I will say this. It had been a while, I believe October of 2024, somewhere in that time frame, the last time that we saw Saraya on AEW TV.
Correct.
So it had been a year and a half, at least, roughly. I thought she moved pretty well.
No,
I didn't see very much ring rust.
No, absolutely not.
You know, I will say this. Her matches that she did in AEW was hit and miss.
Yeah.
It really was. One match would be great, and the next match would be an absolute clunker.
Right.
The next match would be great, and again, another clunker. Hopefully it doesn't continue that trend in the WWE. But as far as starting off, I think she did pretty doggone well in that first match back.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, Paige shows why she was the youngest Divas champion, and she still shows why she can still go. and hang with all of
Mm-hmm.
them. Whether how long this whole Bree and Paige championship reign goes, I think it's going to be short.
We'll see. We'll see. I think we come out of this one. I still think, all four of those teams are still going to be feuding with each other.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that the first, I guess you could say, title defense should be against, even though she got pinned, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I think that because Charlotte Flair and Paige had a great mix-up, a great standoff against each other inside that ring last night for night one.
Why doesn't the Irresistible Forces get a first chance? They were the champions.
Again, all three of those tag teams deserve, to get back in there and mix it up again.
Yeah.
So, the same thing could be said about Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. They didn't get pinned.
No.
Either.
Right. So yeah,
that.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they shake this one out. But again, I don't think it's going to be a long reign for Bree and Paige because one, we all know Nikki can get jealous easy, and she was moving around rather well without the crutch, if you ask me.
She did use that crutch
She did use
on
it.
Charlotte Flair's
There
back
was a
and
reason
then
she had the
backside.
crutch down there.
But after she had done that, yeah, it looked like she was moving around pretty decently.
Yeah.
But, I mean, after you've had a surgery like that,
No,
you've got a broken ankle, ligaments are torn. Yeah, the surgery went well, and she's moving better on it than what you would expect. But there's no reason to rush.
Right.
So, but hey, I thought that tag match, as far as tag matches go, the women's tag matches go, I thought they did a great job. All four teams. Now, to your point that you were talking about earlier, I also would have rather have had one-on-one going at it in the ring instead of one from each team going at it at the same ring and at the same time, just because of the fact that there was just too much chaos going on because we had all the chaos in the previous match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
But all in all, if I had to give it a grade out of a 10, I would give it 6.8.
Yeah, I was thinking more closer to 6, but again, if they would have did one-on-ones, you could have told a better storyline and get the hot tags and who's really getting beaten down. So,
and real quick in the Facebook chat room, we've got from SICW Herb Simmons, and they're saying, "Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning to you as well, good sir. Everyone, go check out SICW.org. Next month, they've got a great event coming up where it's going to be a fan fest, and a ton of the great wrestling legends are coming in for that one. So go check that out, SICW.org. All right, well, with that being said,
we want to take our first break.
no, because it's not on the automation line
Oh,
here.
okay.
So we're just
We don't have
we're
to?
just gonna keep going.
Okay, I was just
for
gonna
the next few. We're gonna take a break here in just a few
Okay.
moments. We'll take a couple of minute break here in just a few moments. But
I just didn't want you to get in trouble.
no, it's all good. There's nothing much I can do if it doesn't show it on there. Because if I hit next, it's not really gonna do anything here. Because I already clicked on next and it didn't. So we'll see. The next match, another women's match following that fatal four-way. Now, there was 3 women's matches on night one, and all 3 of them for championships. Night 2 tonight, we're only going to see one women's match, which will be for a championship, and the other championship will be for all the men's other championships that weren't fought for night 1. But I got to tell you, Superfan, that these matches, the women's matches, again, the women stood up and showed out.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I mean, we've been saying it for months now, and year, maybe even a year. The women are killing it in professional wrestling, and they're bringing the intensity, they're bringing the story, they're bringing everybody along with them. And again, guys, step up. You're getting stepped on by the women.
For sure, 100%. Next match, Becky Lynch up against the champion AJ Lee, the Intercontinental Champion, I should say. And let's go ahead and jump really quick to see what the Sportster had to say about this one. Becky Lynch showed a lot of frustration in the opening stages of this match as AJ Lee got the better of her at several turns and did play some mind games on Becky Lynch, but she built up some momentum as the match continued. Despite a lot of moves being hit, the match was slow moving for a little while, featuring some clumsy offense here and there and lack of momentum, with more done to create intrigue and heat between Lynch and referee Jessica Carr rather than between Lynch and Lee. In fact, the interactions between Lynch and the referee were the only reason why the fans got invested in the action. In the final stages, in a finish that felt very, very rushed, Lynch pulled the referee in her way, allowing her the chance to throw Lee into an exposed turnbuckle and hit the manhandle slam for the victory. It was a step down from their previous match at Elimination Chamber 2026, which just happened last month, which wasn't all too impressive in itself. So what do you think about what the Sportster had to say? Agree, disagree?
I agree with it. I mean, as much as AJ Lee is welcome back, my problem is AJ Lee, you have to wrestle more often. She just wrestles like once a month isn't going to do it.
Sure.
Especially if you're the Intercontinental Champion. You need to be out. That's the workhorse championship. You have to be out there every week. You have to be able to perform. And
didn't she have one other match outside of Becky Lynch's matches?
They've all included Becky Lynch. Oh no, you're right. She had one match against the tall blonde girl.
Tall blonde girl.
She was a former Natalia, trained by Natalia.
Doggone it! Now the name is escaping me
right
now too.
I was going to say
a lot.
I was going to say Maurice, but no, that's the Mrs. wife.
No.
But that was it.
Anyhow, yeah, I mean, I would agree. She needed to be doing some more in on camera wrestling matches.
Yeah.
But I would say, even though I think as a whole the women really showed up and showed out, in this particular match, we talked about Paige not really having any ring rust. I don't know so much about AJ Lee.
Yeah.
She was pretty clunky inside that inside the squared circle. I don't know. I know she's on this multi-year contract, and we're going to see more of her.
Right.
But my suggestion would be get down there to that performance center and train.
Yeah,
do some more training.
You gotta, there's been sightings where she's just basically training with her husband, CM Punk. But again, you're not in that ring with another female really going through the reps. So, I agree.
Trisha McGarry Williams in the Facebook chat says, I dread having to deal with Becky as the champ. She is awful.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree. I have enjoyed seeing Becky Lynch as the Intercontinental Champion. She does her job. She gets people to hate her.
Right.
So, there is that. And we're going to attempt something here. We're going to attempt to take a break here on News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. If it goes well, you'll hear the commercials. If not, we will be right back. So we're going to attempt that right now. I can hear it in my headset.
It's not.
But it's not coming through on the speaker.
No.
But when we're speaking, can you hear us on the speaker?
I can see it, and plus I can see it bouncing
on the computer.
On the computer
as the commercial's going. Okay.
But the commercial's going right now, and it's a straight line, so it's not picking up any.
Oh, it's not picking up on the computer. Well, okay.
Unless it only picks up, I can see down at the bottom there.
Here we
It's
come.
bouncing at the
We're
bottom.
coming back. Mics are going live. Well, maybe in a few seconds. 8 seconds, we'll turn the mic back on.
Gotta love technology.
You know. Here we go. Mics are going live.
Well, I can hear it now.
Yeah, you can hear it now because they hit the mic side. You can hear us, not the commercial, fool. Well, things happen.
Yeah.
Things happen. That power outage really did a number on the radio station this weekend. Let's get back to it. We've got about 17 minutes before the top of the hour, and we'll see what happens then. We'll see
Might
what
be a
happens
short top of
then.
the hour.
So we just went over AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, which was match 4, a little bit more than halfway through the night.
Right.
And you know, it was at about that point that we all were talking on the Discord channel, on Uncensored Wrestling Folks Discord channel, that it felt like that night 1 was really moving really fast.
Right.
Now, granted, WrestleMania Night 1, and it'll start at the same time tonight, started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon here, 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern. And for the most part, the reason that is because it was being shown on ESPN2 that first full hour.
Correct.
And tonight, the first full hour will be on ESPN, on the regular channel of ESPN. But man, even with that being said, these matches just seemed like they were just going way too fast.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like 7 o'clock, and we were already down to the final 3 matches.
Yeah, I mean, H.D. Daniels, our resident referee, Mr. 123, Yeet,
No, I know.
made a comment in the Discord channel that if it's going this quick, they probably should have put all the matches in one night.
Yeah.
I mean, and then Trisha McGarrett Williams kind of made a point, and I agree with her, that if they did that, then there wouldn't be as much money made from this event. So there is that too, because they are making some exorbitant money from it being 2 nights
by
of
2 nights.
WrestleMania.
I mean,
Now, and then around about middle of the evening, you know, John Cena sucks, and yes, I didn't even mention him opening the show. He had come out and had announced the attendance for night 1. And, you know, earlier in the week, they had announced on Monday Night Raw, both Pat McAfee and CM Punk, that there was going to be a discount on tickets for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Now, for last night, I saw some figures this morning that said for night 1, 1,200 extra tickets were sold from them announcing that the 25% discount was in effect. That's really not that many. And I say that's not that many because as far as the actual attendance for last night, it was slightly over 50,000.
Yeah.
Right? Night 1 last year, looking it up, was a little over 60,000. So,
yeah, once we started talking about that, I was really kind of started paying attention to the crowd, and you could really see the seats that were empty were literally at the tip top of the stadium, across the top.
It seemed that way. It seemed that way.
You couldn't really tell anything lower or any other section that was barren but it was just basically the top. I'm going to say 7 rows around the whole stadium.
But you know, I'm going to say this. Comparing night 1s from last year to this year, both in the same stadium, Allegiant Stadium. The Raiders Stadium, right? It seemed like last year it did have more people.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was more packed inside that stadium, both on the floor and in the regular seating. Last night's did not, and it showed in the numbers that they announced. It was 10,000 less.
Do you think it's because I think the stage that they're coming out on is a little bit bigger this year?
No, I think it was about the same amount of space for
Okay.
both stages. To be quite honest, now I know that something new that they did was adding those stage seats, basically, and that was cool to see. But really, in the whole scheme of everything, that didn't really add that many more seats to everything.
Right.
And still 10,000 seats less than what it was last year. So we'll see. Now, with the 1,200 extra tickets that were sold for night one, they also had said that there was only 1,400 more tickets sold for night two. So we'll see what this one comes out to be.
Yeah.
But if I had to make a guess right here, right now, I'm guessing it's probably going to be right around about the same number as it was for last night.
Do you know if they actually did black out the Las Vegas area and not show WrestleMania?
No.
Because they were talking about it, that they were going to black out, make sure no bars had it and all that.
As far as bars and businesses like that go,
Right.
probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Probably. But as far as regular people and their regular accounts,
they have the subscriptions,
no,
yeah.
all those
Yeah.
guys were and gals were good.
Yeah.
But I can't say that I blame them for blocking it out on businesses' TVs and in the bars and stuff like that. Make them pay a little bit of a premium price for it.
Right.
I mean, they're making money off of it, right? So, in that respect, I wouldn't blame WWE if they said, "Hey, you got to pay us so much for this to work." What do you think?
No, I agree. I mean, it was just, I was wondering if it was the fans that are local that went to the previous year that said, well, you're kind of making us mad and we're not going to go this year. So it'll be interesting. I think we're probably going to end up around 50,000 again tonight. I don't think it's going to be, I'll be shocked if it goes 60.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, excuse me, on the Discord channel, Uncensored Wrestling Talk, going to do a little bit of a voice over on that channel, on the voice channel. So when you go in, you will see all the different channels that are on the Discord. We've got the WWE, we've got AEW, we've got the NWA, we've got WLW, we've got all the big ones that we need to cover. But then also below that, there's a little one that says the voice channel, and that's where we're going to be in. So if you would like to come on
join
in,
us.
come join us, and we will have a blast doing it tonight. Let's continue on. Night one, we've got about 10 minutes to the top of the hour here because it is 10:50. In a match that I thought stole the show last
Absolutely.
night.
I agree.
And this one did not have as much build up to it on this one. Because a couple of weeks ago, we saw Gunther attack Seth Rollins. And him attacking him, pretty much saving Paul Heyman, set this match up. I tell you what, let's go ahead and talk about what Sportster has to say about it, because I think they're pretty much on. We'll see what they say. Gunther attacked Seth Rollins before the bell, stacking the odds against Rollins in his first match since all the way back at Crown Jewel. Rollins was quick to fight back, brawling with Gunther on the outside of the ring. The intensity continued into the match itself because despite a very short build, these two packed in a whole lot of animosity and hard-hitting action to make it seem as though they were long-term rivals. It was a strong mix of gritty brawling, beautiful sequences, and big moves, stealing the show in the process. The action just got better and better the more it went on, with the finishers and the near falls and the stiff strikes and the sleeper holds and everything that was going on. With the fans getting more and more invested in the action, the longer it continued. And I think during this matchup, the fans were more vocal in this one than any of the other matches, to even include the main event. Things heated up even further as Rollins hit a pedigree and curb stomp on the announce table. But he was cut short with the surprise return of Braun Breaker, who speared Rollins at ringside while the referee was checking on Gunther. Rollins was left vulnerable, ultimately passing out to Gunther's sleeper hold. It was admittedly a cheap finish for WrestleMania, but everything leading up to that point was fantastic. And I pretty much agree with everything that the Sportster says up till that very end. I don't think that was a cheap finish. No. I think that was the finish that needed to happen.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, Rollins was controlling the match. He had Gunther beat. It was just a matter of getting him back in the ring, and the ref was checking, and here comes Braun Breaker, changing the outcome. And if Gunther would have came in and dropped him with a powerbomb, it could have been just the same. But just to go to a finish right after that, that's what they had to do.
Exactly. And real quick, we've got our resident referee, Mr. 123, HD Daniels, in the Facebook chat. And HD, I'm going to need you to throw this up on YouTube as soon as we are done with this, if you could, please, good sir. You know, I thought, and then after the match was over with, Braun Breaker, my good Lord, I've never seen this before. I mean, we've seen the Ultimate Warrior running down ramps, right? We've seen people running down the ramps before. But I tell you what, Braun Breaker was standing at the middle, or at the top of this ramp, a very long ramp, about 75 yards worth of ramp.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
And Seth Rollins was starting to stir, was staring back up at the rampway at Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker, he went into a ninth gear, my friend. A ninth gear, sprinted from the top all the way down, and speared him again at the end of the rampway. My good Lord. They say 23 miles an hour.
I'm going to say 30.
I'm going to say at least 30. At least 30. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he showed his speed and then his power. And this storyline coming out of it with him and Seth is going to be fun to watch.
It will be. It will be. I'm really looking forward to this. But now, also, with Gunther picking up the victory, you know, we had seen him in recent weeks tell Paul Heyman that he's going to be owed a favor.
Right. I was trying to remember, did Gunther get eliminated by Seth Rollins in the Royal Rumble?
Possibly. We're talking about 3 months ago. So it's possible. It's possible it was Seth that did that.
Which would then make sense why he went back after Seth.
Sure. But also at the same time, Paul Heyman, last night on that post show, I don't know if you watched it or not, but he said he's the architect behind all of this.
Right.
To include the inclusion of Gunther.
Right.
So.
And he did say he owed Gunther a favor.
What that favor is going to be? It's up in the air. It could be just about anything.
Yeah.
But I got to think, and I got to say that if Braun Breaker is back, right? And I'm thinking he is with that long
everything
sprint.
I've read, he's been performing.
He's got to be the first in line for a shot at the WWE's World Championship. It's got to be.
Yep.
It's got to be him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. and we've got about 3 minutes and 10 seconds before the top of the hour. We've only got 2 more matches to talk about from night 1, and I'm going to hold off on those until after the top of the hour to talk about. But up to this point, Superfan, what were you thinking of WrestleMania Night 1? How was it going for you? Were you enjoying the evening?
Overall, I mean, yes, as far as the Gunther match, I extremely love the Gunther match. And I was actually right around then starting to think about entrances and who had the best entrances. I will give, Seth Rollins credit. The whole smoking jacket coming down.
That was pretty cool.
And Liv Morgan, I don't know how she didn't break her neck doing her dance at the top of the ring.
Apparently she's got a new video out.
Yeah, Trouble.
Trouble.
Yep.
A new song that she's singing. I haven't actually seen it myself, but I've heard it's really, really good.
It unfortunately it is really
She
good.
did do on the post show, she did do this little get on your knees and kind of twerk type thing. I don't know. But the wild thing about it is that she got Corey Graves to get down there and do it with her. Hey, okay.
I think
don't ever do that again, Corey.
Corey, you're going to be in trouble when you get back home.
Oh, yeah. Carmella's got something waiting for you, my friend.
Right.
Ooh, goodness.
It's called a shoe.
Yeah, probably more than a shoe. It's probably more than a shoe, my friend. Hey, also in hour number 2, we're going to go over the matches for night 2 tonight. And there's some doozies in this one, my friend. There are some that I'm still wavering back and forth.
I haven't set 1 minute I'm going one way, the next minute I'm going another.
We're set in stone as soon as we start talking about those matches coming up in hour number 2. We've got about a minute to the top of the hour. We'll see if this crazy radio works or not.
We'll see.
We will see.
We still have to go over AEW too at the end of this.
Oh, we will. We will. Because there's all kinds of stuff that happened with AEW during the week, stemming from Dynasty from last weekend.
Yep.
So, also, real quick, May the 16th is the next NWA World League Wrestling show at the Race Wrestling Arena. Get your tickets before they're gone. Collision Course is what this one is being called. And the manager of champions, Aaron Stevens, along with his protege and the former WLW heavyweight champion and NWA World Television champion, Carson Drake, together will be taking on Austin Militalo and a choice partner of his. Hey, we'll see.
KYRO Troy. It's 11 o'clock in the Heartland.
It's dead quiet.
It's 11 o'clock in the Heartland.
Let's go ahead and do Fox News.
Fox News, I'm John Saucier. Iran says the Strait of Hormuz.
John, if you're still watching, it's not working on the automation still. I'm just saying. Hopefully at noon that NASCAR pops on and it takes over.
The United States, including on its nuclear program, Wisconsin's a 10-day truce between Israel and Lebanon appears to be holding. Oil prices are up more than 10% on the news. American stock market is soaring. New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani responding to a series of posts on Truth Social by President Trump from this week where he wrote that the mayor's policies are destroying New York City. The Democrat says he and President Trump share a love for New York and want to see it succeed.
When this one's over,
these differences of opinion,
click on Fox.
they will continue.
Or click on
they
the
are
first
sincere.
one. And then after
also the thing that we have in common is that we are both New Yorkers. And so when I speak to the president, I always bring it back to the city and what I think will help the city.
America is
and then
listening
play
to
a couple
Fox
of
News.
That's not showing things on there either.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle
Just
with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-517-9414 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-517-9414. That's 800-517-9414.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The major averages were in rally mode and ending higher for the day and week, with the Nasdaq and S&P 500 closing at record highs for a third straight session after the Strait of Hormuz reopened to commercial traffic. As a result, U.S. oil prices tumbled and fell below $83 a barrel. Tech stocks were among the best performers, with the tech-heavy Nasdaq posting its 13th straight session of gains, its longest winning streak since 1992. Chip and software stocks helping power the tech-driven rally. The Magnificent Seven big-cap tech stocks were up sharply for the day and week, and energy stocks plunged. The Dow winners, Goldman Sachs, Caterpillar, and Home Depot. The Dow decliners, Chevron, Verizon, and Johnson & Johnson. The Dow rising 869 points, the Nasdaq higher by 366, S&P 500 up 85. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
Hillary Barsky.
Most investments today feel like second jobs. Real estate, you're a landlord. Stocks, you're a day trader. Crypto, you're a full-time researcher. You've got a life to live. Your investment should help you live it. That's why more Americans are choosing gold. Noble Gold has helped thousands protect their future with real physical gold. Visit NobleGoldInvestments.com to get your free wealth protection kit. That's NobleGoldInvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
King Scott here, and I'm with John Lang, owner of Mountaintop Motor Company. John, tell us about the latest sales you guys have going on. King, we don't have one. What? You're an auto dealership. You have to have some kind of sale going on. Nope, no quote-unquote sale going on at our place. And you know why? Why? Because usually those sales promotions at other dealerships, they're BS, man. Most of the time, they're robbing Peter to pay Paul somewhere, and we don't play those games at Mountaintop. We're not about sales. We're about true savings. I like that. No sales, just savings. You're saying come in, check out the inventory, and you guys will prove that your pricing is always super competitive. Correct. We've got so much great inventory in the lot right now. Many vehicles starting at $15,000 or lower. And with our great prices, we're confident we can get you set up the right way. You heard it. Great pricing, great inventory, great people to work with. And there's a reason Mountaintop Motor Company has over 1,000 five-star reviews. Please don't settle for just any dealership. Aim higher and go visit the good guys in Troy. MountaintopMotors.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
In Game 1 of the NBA playoffs on Saturday night, the Los Angeles Lakers beat the Houston Rockets 107-98. Luke Kennard dropped 27 points on 9 of 13 shooting from the field, 5 out of 5 from three-point range. However, the Rockets played without Kevin Durant because of a right knee injury. Earlier Saturday night, the New York Knicks over the Atlanta Hawks 113-102. In Major League Baseball Saturday night, the San Diego Padres defeated the Angels in Anaheim 4-1. The Padres' Mason Miller, his 7th save of the season, extending his scoreless streak to 31 2/3 innings. Corbin Carroll's 8th inning grand slam propelled the Arizona Diamondbacks past the Toronto Blue Jays 6-2. Rockies over the Dodgers 4-3, breaking the Dodgers' 4-game winning streak. NFL Saturday, the New York Giants traded 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence to the Cincinnati Bengals for the 10th pick in the draft.
From the Meyer Auction and Real Estate Weather Center, here's your updated KYRO forecast. Ample sunshine expected this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 67. Lows level off around 38 tonight, partly cloudy skies. Ample sunshine expected tomorrow, highs level off around 68. Right now, 59. That's the latest from News Radio KYRO. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Yeah, came on.
Thanks for going live. Well, welcome back. Hour number 2 of Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We are live inside the Gateway Fiber studio of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. We're working through the technical difficulties here. We're getting there. We are getting there. And we are also live on our Facebook page, Uncensored Wrestling Talk. You can join us there and interact with us and let us know what you thought of night one. You know, and Trisha McGarry Williams had said in the Facebook chat here, Superfan, that no one deserved that spear from Braun Breaker more than Seth freaking Rollins.
I get the feeling that she doesn't like Seth Rollins.
But he's the hero in this.
He's the hero in this. He's the one that came up with all the ideas, and then Paul Heyman says, "No, you didn't."
That's a good question. Who came up with this stuff? Was it Seth at the beginning? Was it really Paul? Was it a collaboration between the two?
I think it was a collaboration between the two, to be honest. I mean, it goes back to last year's WrestleMania, whenever really the turn happened. You know, that Paul Heyman was actually working with CM Punk over the last few months. So, and then unfortunately, you know, Seth got injured during the year, so they had to do some adjustments. So, does Paul Heyman deserve the credit for this vision?
Maybe. If H.D. Daniels, our resident referee, Mr. 123,
I know.
Yes. If you would, good sir, if you were still watching, if you would put the link to the Discord channel up in the chat room, because we are going to do something a little different tonight for night 2. We're going to jump into that voice channel on the Discord channel, and we're going to talk as the night progresses on WrestleMania Night 2. That'll be fun.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Good to try it out.
We will try it out and see
if it works
how
well,
things
then
work.
Maybe we could do a special podcast of a watch along.
Hey, you never know. You never know. Let's jump right back into this real quick here. Night 1. Still 2 more matches to talk about. Liv Morgan going up against Stephanie Vaquer, who was holding the Women's World Championship, defending that championship against Liv Morgan. And, you know, you were talking about her entrance before we went out at the end of hour number 1. I thought that was a pretty good.
I actually enjoyed the entrance. I mean, but man, the flip of her hair, I thought she was going to throw her neck out just before the match.
You know, she was doing all those dance moves and, you know, all the way down the ramp. Not just up at the top of the stage, but all the way down. And I don't know if you caught this or not, but it seemed to me at the beginning of this match that she was winded.
Yeah. I think doing all that and then having to go the 75 yards just to get in the ring, yeah, you could tell that she was trying to catch her breath a little bit.
She was winded.
But how about the way she looked last night?
She looked great.
You could see that she still has remnants of the black eyes and and the big old bump on the top of her head.
Man, I tell you what, before we get into this match, earlier, you know, there was an attack between the two, you know, they were both fighting each other. I believe that was Monday Night Raw, wasn't it? And Stephanie Vaquer got some shots in on her that gave her that big old welt on her forehead, and subsequently from the big old huge, and I'm not talking golf ball size, I'm talking more like almost softball size knot on right in the middle of her forehead. It actually gave her black eyes.
Yeah. It was like, wow.
You know, also, before we continue with that, there was something that I had said in the Discord channel, and not too many people said anything about it. But during Seth Rollins' entrance, walking down the rampway with that smoke coming out of his jacket and everything like that, did you notice that his eyes
were
there was no white in his eyes whatsoever? It was all black.
I don't know if those were like contacts or whatever, but I know right before Well, right before he got in the ring, he went up to his eyes, and you could tell he pulled something off.
I don't know. I didn't see him do that part, but
yeah, because it looked like demon eyes.
It did. It really, truly did, and that's why I was thinking maybe that was CGI that they had did. But either way,
right?
I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. All right, back to Stephanie Vakir and Liv Morgan. You know, they had good energy from the start, says the Sportster. Kicking things off with brawling and fast-paced back and forth. Everything these two women did was executed well, though it did suffer from a lack of structure and storytelling. In addition to things feeling rushed, with the match length unforgivably short after some finisher attempts and decent offense, the Judgment Day arrived to cause some interference, though Vakir rallied up and fought off Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Unfortunately for Vakir, the numbers game was just too much to handle, as Morgan took advantage with an Oblivion to become the new Women's World Champion. It was a finish you'd have seen on Raw rather than at WrestleMania, which was a shame, again, says thesportster.com. Do you agree with their assessment of this particular matchup?
I'm actually going to disagree on that one.
Okay.
You know, and you know, Oblivion, that was the second Oblivion she actually hit during the match. Mm-hmm. So I agree with doing it, you know, a couple times to really sell your finisher. But it was the right timing for the finisher. Yes, there was interference. There's always going to be interference with Liv Morgan. You know, she even said in the post-medium scrum, you know, about Stephanie Vakir was complaining, I can't win one-on-one. And Liv goes, absolutely. That's why I have help, and that's why I'm always going to have help.
And she did.
You know, so to go, well, it should have been that. No, I don't know what they were looking for, you know. Mm-hmm. Unless they were looking for more of a 20, 30-minute match that I know Stephanie can do. But obviously, Liv, you know, probably couldn't go that long.
Because she was too winded
from
doing
the
all that entrance.
Did you agree, or, you know, what do you think?
You know, during this particular matchup, you know, I knew going into this one that Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez was going to get involved in some way, shape, or fashion. And maybe even Dirty Dom as well. And maybe JD McDonough. But more so those first three. So it wasn't a surprise to me when Roxanne Perez and Raquel came down and got involved. And Stephanie Vakir should have known that they were going to get involved. Now, what she could have done to counteract those numbers, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I mean, she really hasn't built a friendship with anybody. The one she did was Nikki, and it was Nikki was just using her to try to get a title shot.
Exactly.
So, you know, does Stephanie need to maybe reevaluate and be able to combat numbers games? Because everywhere you go in wrestling, the number games wins.
Well, I mean, granted, she's on SmackDown, but maybe pull in a Jordan Grace to help counteract some of those numbers things going on. She's a good matchup against, I think, Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Now, who are you going to get to counteract Roxanne Perez? That's a good question.
Yeah.
But maybe, like you said, you know, Stephanie Vakir over these last several weeks maybe should have gotten into the ear and talked with some of these other ladies in the locker room and gotten a little bit of help.
Yeah.
She might still be the champion if she had done that.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing that Io Sky isn't going to be in action for this WrestleMania, but Io Sky would be a great person to maybe try to get them on your side.
Yeah, because there's not a match set up right now anyway. I mean, there's only 6 matches for night 2 tonight. And I'm thinking there might be one more added into that with Io Sky in that, maybe against Asuka.
Right.
But that's another name that Stephanie Vicur could have gotten some help with, because we've seen her team with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in the past.
Correct.
So, again, kind of dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, I mean, you got to protect yourself, with, especially if you're going against a numbers game.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. All right, now we move to the main event of the evening for the undisputed WWE Championship. Of course, the champion, Cody Rhodes, taking on Randy Orton. And I have been saying that Cody Rhodes was going to win this matchup, right? But then Pat McAfee was revealed a couple of weeks ago as the person on the phone in the ear of one Randy Orton. And then when he made the comment of, if Randy Orton doesn't win, I'll be gone from WWE forever, I thought my thought process started to change a little bit.
Yeah,
I thought
right along with that one.
Maybe Cody may not win this one, because we've seen this so many times in the past where somebody would say, if I don't win, I'm not going to do this, blah, 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 over again, right? And then they would lose and never be able to do it again. Whatever the case may be. Going for a world championship like Hangman Adam Page, or Cody Rhodes even, going after the AEW World Heavyweight Championship back in the past. But then, as the week was going through, and I was seeing these different things happening on the Pat McAfee show, and Cody Rhodes coming in and just completely destroying the set of the Pat McAfee show during, it wasn't really during the show itself. It was like after hours.
Right. It was after the show was supposedly over with.
Exactly, and everybody was gone. I thought, well, maybe Cody Rhodes is going to win this. I'll keep Cody Rhodes as the winner, but holding off, thinking, if I'm wrong, this is why it's going to happen. This is why it is.
Right.
Let's see. Pat McAfee's presence in the main event of WrestleMania was immediate, attacking Cody Rhodes before the bell. And when he did that, both, Pat McAfee and Randy Orton was doing a little bit of a number on Cody Rhodes. Though Pat McAfee, he was on the receiving end of a crossroads, and when all was said and done, which included an elbow drop through the announce table, courtesy of Jelly Roll, I thought, well, he's getting put on the stretcher, being taken back.
Right.
This one's going to be a one-on-one match. Cody Rhodes, hands down. The opening portion of the match was, and this is what the Sportster says, I don't know if I agree with all of this or not. We'll see. The opening portion of the match was way too slow and methodical, with Rhodes targeting the weakened back of Orton, which felt backwards given the babyface/heel dynamic of the contest. That first portion here, I kind of disagree.
See,
I thought Orton was doing, Rhodes was doing exactly what he needed to do.
Right.
To Randy Orton.
If, they were constantly talking about his back. And so, Cody should focus on the back. But to focus on the back, you have to take it slow and methodical.
Exactly.
You have to isolate the part.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
A classic wrestling. Classic wrestling right there.
Right.
And that's what I think made this a classic wrestling match.
Yeah.
Is it the greatest wrestling match in WrestleMania? No. But is it a really, really good one? I think so.
Yeah, it told a story.
So.
It told a story all the way through.
Now, Orton would get busted open playing the babyface in peril in what developed to be a very weird contest that the crowd didn't get into, says the Sportster.com. And that, as well, I kind of disagree with. I don't think he was playing the babyface in peril. He was playing. He was the heel getting his upcomings to him from Cody Rhodes. And I thought that the crowd was way into this match.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where they're getting that from. You know, things got a little bit better for Orton when Orton actually started doing something with the pair trading one another's finishers. As expected, the referee would take a bump, leading to shenanigans. And, you know, they don't go into detail here, but I'm going to go into detail. You know, they're trading blows back and forth and back and forth. Now, and this is where Cody Rhodes, he did do a quote-unquote heel move.
Right.
But he had been told by many different people leading up to this, to include Stephanie McMahon, you gotta fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
You gotta dig down deep. You gotta do some things that you normally really wouldn't do.
Right.
And poking the eyes of Randy Orton is one of those things, and that's what he did. Now, with that being said, Randy Orton a little bit blinded from that, and he RKO'd the referee toward Little Nate, Charles Robinson.
I was like, ooh, no.
And at that point was when I was like, uh-oh.
Here
Some
it is.
more stuff coming
Here
down.
comes the shenanigans.
I'm about to lose this match.
Here comes the shenanigans.
Now, from then, you know, Rhodes stopped on Orton a low blow, hitting one of his own in the process. And again, fighting the heel with heel tactics, which I thought was the right way to go. Pat McAfee ran down with a neck brace on and a referee shirt, and he not as fast, but he was running pretty doggone quickly
just to get down
that ramp, almost as fast as Braun Breaker was running earlier in the evening.
I'm going to say 15 miles per hour. Not 23, 15.
And now, this is what they say, the Sportster.com. Pat McAfee ran down with the neck brace and referee shirt, slow counting Orton.
See,
and you know what? I don't think 1 second that it was a slow count.
No,
it was a methodical 1, 2, and a kick out.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it was not a slow count, and it wasn't a fast count. It was the proper cadence for a count.
Now, what happened next was a bit of a shocker. It was a bit of a shocker to me. And the only thing that I can think, the reason why this happened, was because of this regular count. And that it wasn't a faster count. And with that, Randy Orton RKO'd Pat McAfee.
Right.
To the point where as soon as he landed out the ring, he rolled.
Right. Good thing he had a neck brace on.
I'm telling you. And then Rhodes took advantage and hit Crossroads to defeat Orton. And again, this is from the Sportster.com, ending one of the weirdest and most confusing WrestleMania main events ever. I disagree.
Right. They just reversed the roles from Elimination Chamber. That's all it was, a reversal of roles where someone hits their finisher on somebody else and the other person takes advantage of it.
For sure. For sure. But even after the match, wasn't over. It was not over for Cody Rhodes, who was standing up against the ropes, holding up his title that he had defended, and Randy Orton came in, snatched the title, and then hit Cody Rhodes square in the face. And he had already had a crimson face already, Cody Rhodes did. And Charles Robinson had actually gotten a towel from somebody from the outside, and Cody Rhodes had wiped his face, right? After that was over with, when he hit him with that title belt, and then he got in the turnbuckle, and came out and punted Cody Rhodes right in the face, right in the side of the head. His face was back to being a crimson mask again.
Yeah. Whew. Did you see at the post the picture of Cody Rhodes?
Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
But from this ending of that match, the way that it ended, and then the after-match stuff, I'm thinking that this is not over with between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. I'm thinking that we're going to get at least one more match, and it could very well be at the very next PLE at Backlash.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that that'd be the best place to have it. You know, you don't let the fire burn out too quick on this. You got to at least get one more match going.
All right. The monstrous one, Mike Maverick, is in the chat room, in the Facebook chat room. And he says, I didn't get to watch WrestleMania, but that was terrible. It looked like a Monday Night Raw episode. First of all, monstrous one, I love you. But if you didn't get to watch it, how can you say it looked like a Monday Night Raw episode?
He's getting all the
He's only seeing little highlights.
He's getting highlighted.
Now, hopefully, you know, he had military drill this weekend. He's going to be going to boot camp on August the 3rd. And we wish him well with all of that. But, you know, now that you are in here and watching, I'm going to, again, talk about this real quick. Tonight, on the Discord channel, at 5 p.m., when WrestleMania Night 2 starts, 5 p.m. Central, we are going to be in the voice channel of the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Discord channel, and we're going to do a little bit of a play-by-play and talk about everything that's going on Night 2, and you can join us in that voice channel. So there you go.
Yes, come to Discord, Uncensored Wrestling Talk Show.
There you go. Now, as you were talking about, during the post-show, they showed in the trainer room Cody Rhodes being attended to by some of the medical staff there. And from that hit of the belt in the face, and from that punt that Randy Orton did, and I'm thinking it's more from the punt itself. Right. Cody Rhodes' left eye was completely swollen shut,
and a big gash coming across the eyebrow.
A big gash. A very big gash. All right, we're going to try this. We've been having some technical issues here at the radio station because of the power outages from those storms that came through on Friday night. But we're going to try to go ahead and take a quick break here, and we'll see what happens. Right. If it works, it works. If not, we'll be right back, right here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk.
Hi, BJ Walters here. Join us for the News Radio KYRO Silver Splash from the Old Monroe Lumber Company at CM79 in Old Monroe and online at omlumber.com on your home for the Chiefs, Blues, Mizzou, NASCAR, News Radio KYRO.
Saving money on your bathroom update.
It's not going to be a long one. It's a break. Can't say we didn't try to take a break.
Our vanities combine contemporary style with durable materials. Find the ideal piece to create the bathroom you've always wanted. From stylish and elegant to simple and modern, saving money on Magic Woods vanities at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all our great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
New and used firearms, gun repair, and all types of outdoor accessories on Main Street in downtown Winfield. Black Flag Outfitters. Check us out on Facebook or stop by at 203 Main Street in Winfield. 636-358-0992.
And it is getting quiet.
Good thing you hit the mics.
Good thing I hit the mics. Hey, we are back live here in the Gateway Fiber Studio. News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO, Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We've got about 30 minutes left here in hour number 2. We've been going over night number 1 of WrestleMania 42. and we just finished up with that main event. So, super fan. It's not the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
No.
Of course. But, you know,
it's not bad by any means.
I would say that going into this, I wasn't expecting a whole lot, to be honest. Again, you know, the buzz for WrestleMania wasn't the same kind of buzz this year as it has been in years past. For me, to me, it just didn't seem like it.
Right.
But I will say that night one last night was better than what I expected.
Right. Part of me makes me kind of wonder because, you know, yes, WrestleMania is the main event for, you know, sports entertainment throughout the year, really, even across whether it's AEW or whatever. You know,
it's the granddaddy
it's
of
the
them
granddaddy of. It almost makes me wonder if they're kind of playing down a little bit this year because next year they're in Riyadh.
Honestly, they shouldn't have been because of this fact that it was the first WrestleMania on the ESPN app. And you know what? Regardless of who you are, if you're on the ESPN app, that's a big deal. Yeah. It's a big situation. And are they hitting home runs? Not maybe not every single match was a home run.
Right.
But there was a lot of doubles and triples in that. And, you know, I've said this in the past about WrestleMania. Since it's a 2-night deal now. Night one should be great.
Right.
And night two should build upon that and be even greater.
Correct.
So, with that being said, night one was pretty decent.
Right.
I'll say that. It was pretty decent of a night to me, in my thought process. Night two should be able to hit a home run.
Right. What I'm wondering is, and I'm just going to kind of play up with what you're saying. It seems like right now, night one is kind of low. Night two is even higher, but it almost seems like everybody's just getting ready to, the Raw after wrestling is almost as big as WrestleMania now.
Say that again?
The Raw after WrestleMania has been, it seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger hype. And then you have all these storylines coming out where should they have more run-ins like Braun Breaker during WrestleMania to set up Raw?
Well, you know, in past years, the Raw after WrestleMania had been really, really good. The crowds were, I dare say, riotous. All right? Very, very loud, very, very vocal.
Very hyped.
But over the last couple of years, though, Monday Night Raw hasn't lived up to the Monday Night Raws after WrestleMania. I'm really hoping that this year, and it's still going to be in Vegas, I'm hoping that they get back to that. I really do.
Right.
Because not all my eggs are in the, not all my eggs are in the basket for next year's WrestleMania. I'm really not looking forward to this one next year.
Right.
That's going to be in Saudi Arabia. We don't know yet if it's going to be 2 nights. We don't know if it's only going to be 1 night. We don't know when that Monday Night Raw is, where that's going to be. Is it going to be still there in, you know, Saudi Arabia? Is it going to be in another country somewhat close, maybe in Europe? Who knows?
Right.
Right? But I want more from this WrestleMania, knowing in my head next year is a toss-up.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I agree. It's good. Is it a memorable WrestleMania? I don't think so. Yet. Now we don't know what's going to happen tonight. There's, you know, a couple intriguing matches for tonight, but again, what are we going to do here? Are we building up the hype too much for Monday after Raw, or are we going to have the run-ins tonight that we should have had last night?
It's a good question. Because really, looking down this list of matches for night 2, I don't see
very many run-ins.
I don't see any run-ins that could happen, to be quite honest, except for maybe the main event of CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, and the run-ins and that one that I'm talking about could possibly be from Roman Reigns' family.
Right.
Like the Usos or Jacob Fatu or, but I would be shocked.
Right.
On this one, I would be kind of surprised if that type of thing happens. So I'm going to say no run-ins on that one.
Yeah.
And I don't see any run-ins really on any of the other ones either.
The only one that I think is going to have a run-in will be the Demon versus Dominic.
And I don't see a run-in on that either.
You don't think JD?
Absolutely not, because he's going to be involved in that six-pack ladder match earlier on in the evening. He may be too banged up to do anything. Now, the only one that I see could possibly have a run-in would be the WWE Women's Championship match between Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. And I only say that because Jade Cargill now has a little bit of a gang. We'll call it a little bit of a gang.
More of a gang.
Because it's Fab and B-Fab and Meechin, which was a complete shocker to me of when they quote unquote joined her and been doing things
after
for
going
her.
after her for months and months and months.
Exactly. So and I guess maybe that was a swerve that they wanted everybody to think. I don't know. I didn't care for it myself. But let's go ahead and jump into these. Night 2, WrestleMania 42. Opening up the show tonight, we know that it is going to be the ruler, Obafemi, taking on the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Now, this build-up to this one, what have you thought of this build-up coming into this?
Actually, coming into this, and it kind of surprised me that this is going to be the first match, because I would have saved this for you had to buy it. But this is really the match that I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
All the announced matches, it's just you got two people that are the same size, same strength, and it's interesting and it's good television. I've loved the build up for this.
Now you said a moment ago something very interesting, making it to where people should have to buy it. Well, this one, with it opening up the show, the first hour, again, is on ESPN's channel itself. So, but then again, this is a great match to get people interested enough to buy WrestleMania Night 2.
But is it going to overshadow everything?
Ooh.
Because you really have the Beast who's controlled WrestleMania, controlled a lot of programming, Paul Heyman, and then you've got Obafemi, the new ruler, the Beast and the ruler.
You know what? I'm going to say no. I don't think it's going to overshadow anything. It's just a great start. Because I'm really looking forward to some of these other matches that are going to be on tonight. Like the six-pack ladder match. Like the Women's Championship match. And I'm kind of interested to see what happens in that United States Championship match. And I'm kind of intrigued of what's going to happen when the Demon comes out. Because we haven't seen the Demon in about 3 years or so. So, I don't think it's going to overshadow. I think it's going to be a great start, though, to WrestleMania.
Do you think it's going to be a long match?
Ooh. That one is a tough one to answer. With both of them,
I can see them both hitting a lot of big moves on each other.
And quickly,
and both of them kicking out.
But I don't see it being a very, very, very long match. But at the same time, what are we talking about as a long match anymore?
Right.
Most of your matches, roughly anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes, right? Well, this is WrestleMania. They should be a little bit longer than that. But even though last night's Night 1 went 3 hours and 53 minutes, almost 4 hours, it seemed like every single match was rushed and short. So with this one, I would be shocked. I would be a little surprised if it goes more than about 12 or 13 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of a stretch to get it that far if they come out just pounding on each other.
In the chat room, we've got Trisha McGarry-Williams chiming in, and she says, I hope Oba beats the heck out of Brock. Brock should not even be at WrestleMania or on WWE at all. I hope they take Brock out on a stretcher and on life support. Woo! She don't like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I don't think she likes Brock Lesnar.
I don't think she likes Brock Lesnar.
I think she probably is rooting for Obafemi tonight.
You know, love him or hate him, though. Love him or hate him, Brock Lesnar is still, again, love him or hate him, he is still a box office draw.
Yeah.
I am pretty sure, in being correct in saying this, that he's probably single-handedly brought in thousands of people to watch this WrestleMania. Because when you get WrestleMania, you're getting both nights. You're not getting just one. But he's probably brought thousands upon thousands of people into buying this. So he's still a box office draw. Now, the question, though, the question to you, superfan, with us having about 17 minutes left in the show here on the radio side of things, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, who you got?
I mean, I keep going back and forth. To be honest, because there's things that are way in my head. Obviously, just like last night, you bring a established superstar back and they win. Brock's an established superstar. Obafemi's a rookie. Are they actually going to put a rookie over a superstar? I don't know.
We've seen it before, though.
We've seen it before. But then on the flip side, you go, Obafemi has everything to become the next big box office smash like Brock Lesnar. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have to say, and there's another thing going out there. There's rumors that this is Brock's last year, maybe. He's limiting the number of events. So I'm going to say Obafemi beats Brock Lesnar to become the new dominating force in WWE.
All right, let's say, for argument's sake, that Brock Lesnar only has a couple more matches left in him, to include tonight.
Right.
Remember, Gunther has this favor now that he's going to be asking from Paul Heyman. I kind of lean towards this favor being a matchup against Brock Lesnar at some point in the future, maybe even at SummerSlam, and it being a retirement match.
Right.
And with that being said, do you want Brock Lesnar to lose? Does it make sense for Brock Lesnar to lose the last two matches of his career?
See, and this is where I'm going to say, I think he's got 3 matches. I think that he actually will be on the card at Riyadh as his last match.
At WrestleMania next year?
WrestleMania next year.
But see, they're playing this whole Gunther is a
I understand what they're playing towards. I just don't know.
We'll see. We will see. With that being said, though, until somebody actually beats Brock Lesnar, I've got to go with Brock Lesnar. The last time that Brock Lesnar lost was to Cody Rhodes.
Right.
And that was several years ago. That was about a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was a year and a half ago because Cody was still trying to finish his story.
We'll see. Hey, we're up against the last break here. We're going to try and take the last break really quick. If it works, cool. If it don't, we're going to continue on.
Right.
And we're going to do that right now.
The season's race is over, and the checkered flag is waving. If you ran Miravis top soybean fungicide, you're crossing the finish line with more bushels, stronger stands, and no regrets.
On the top.
Don't wait until the next green flag drops. Run your beans full throttle next season. Lock in Miravis Top with your retailer now and start next season out front. Always read and follow label instructions.
At Harvest, every acre tells the truth. And if you waited to see this season, you might be watching your yields slip away. Next year, don't wait and see. Know with TrivaPro. As the hardest working, longest lasting corn fungicide, TrivaPro works overtime to beat back disease, boost plant health, and preserve yield. For more bushels in the bin when it matters most. In 2026, don't wait to know. Go TrivaPro. Call your retailer today. Always read and follow label instructions.
Weber Chevrolet. In the auto business, you don't just automatically stick around for 120 years. You gotta earn it. We've come a very long way from selling wagons and farm implements and the like on the riverfront, where the arch now stands. Now, we have 4 great dealerships in the St. Louis and Southern Illinois areas, all in the 270 loop. It's a legacy built on trust, hard work, and commitment to our community. But what matters most is you, our valued customers. It's no surprise, times have changed. Vehicles have changed, car buying has changed, but we're still here to do what we've done for the past 120 years, helping people find great cars and trucks to meet their family's needs and budgets. And that's something that nobody else can say. See for yourself why for 120 years, Weber has been the name that you can rely on. Visit us at any of our locations in Granite City, Columbia, Illinois, and Creve Coeur. You can also find us on Facebook on WeberAutomotive.com.
In fields where weeds don't back down, farmers count on Liberty Ultra Herbicide by BASF. The Liberty Lock formulation delivers stronger coverage, improved uptake, and 20% better weed control. Results Colin Ryan in north central Iowa knows well.
The Liberty Lock formulation seems to really get down, penetrate into the weed, and the performance has been great.
That's Liberty Ultra Herbicide. Consistent, proven performance. Hear more Ultramonials at LibertyUltramonials.com. Always read and follow label directions.
From the Meyer Auction and Real Estate Weather Center, here's your updated KYRO forecast. Ample sunshine expected this afternoon.
That'll work.
Daytime highs approaching 67. Lows level off around 38 tonight. Partly cloudy skies. Ample sunshine expected tomorrow. Highs level off around 68. Right now, 59. That's the latest from News Radio KYRO. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
There's our cue. Mics are going live. Let us pipe down that awesome bumper music.
You love the bumper music.
For we have only got about 10 minutes and 30 seconds left here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk on the radio side of things. And we are going to continue after the top of the hour on the Facebook channel. So get on over there as soon as we're
still more stuff we got to talk about.
A lot more to talk about. And with that being said, let's continue on with this night 2 predictions here. It's going to be a 6-pack ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It'll be Penta, the champion, defending against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, J.D. McDonough, Rusev, and the Hall of Famer himself, Rey Mysterio. What do you think on this one, Superfan?
I'm hoping this one actually steals the show because all those guys that are performing, you got some new guys, you know, Javon Evans, wow. Can this kid move? And going through it, you know, you go, man, who's going to come out at the end? I think Penta's going to retain. I have Penta down, but it wouldn't shock me to see Dragon Lee actually pick it up.
Well, I would love to see Dragon Lee win. I think he deserves some wins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see J.D. McDonough picking up the win. As much as everybody loves him, and I think that he's been doing a great job so far earlier on in his WWE career. Javon Evans, I don't see him picking up the win. Rusev, they haven't done a lot with Rusev since he's come back. But, and with that being said...
He's not a climber. I've never really seen him climb the ladders.
I don't see him coming out the winner. Dragon Lee, I would love to see him pick up a win in this, but it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. Rey Mysterio, you can never count him out ever. Even with the fact that he's been in this business for going on 30 years, right?
30, 40 years.
But yeah, I gotta agree. I think that Penta is going to retain this one. But I also agree with you in thinking that this match here could very well steal the entire WrestleMania.
Yeah.
As being the best match on the entire cards.
Yeah.
On both
I mean,
nights.
you got a lot of strong talent, you know. You got the strength of Rusev, you got the agility of Javon Evans, and you got the quicknesses of Mysterio and Dragon Lee. So, and then you got the guy who has a belt, Penta, that has shown he'll do anything it takes. So
Exactly. I mean, he's not underhanded. He's not doing heelish things.
No.
But boy, I tell you what, when he hits that Mexican Destroyer, it is over.
Don't you mean just Destroyer?
No, it's Mexican Destroyer. Always has been. It always will be a Mexican Destroyer.
We need to talk to Petey Williams about that.
Yeah, he would even tell you he stole it from Mexico. It's a Mexican Destroyer, my friend. But yeah, I think in this list, I gotta go in this way. Penta, then it's hard 2 and 3, right?
Javon Evans there
as a number 2 to win. No,
just how quick. Oh yeah. I guess it's going to be really kind of come down to how much are they going to push like some of these rookies on night 2. Obviously, night 1 they didn't care.
He's the only real rookie. Well, outside of Trick Williams.
Obafemi, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams.
Okay, if you want to call Obafemi a rookie, okay. There's 3 of them in 3 different matches. So that's half of the matches. Okay, I see what you're saying. But I don't see... In my list, it would be Penta. If not Penta, then Dragon Lee. And if not Dragon Lee, then Rey Mysterio. And then maybe Javon Evans after that.
Right.
But then again, I would probably put Rusev on top of Javon Evans to win before Javon Evans would win.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting.
There is that.
It'll be interesting.
We got about 5 minutes here. Let's continue on. 5 minutes here on the radio, I should say. For the WWE Women's Championship, it will be Rhea Ripley trying to beat the champion Jade Cargill. And remember, just as we saw on night 1, numbers matter.
Numbers matter.
Jade Cargill has in her back pocket of Meechin and B-Fab. And, real quick, before we say who's going to win, last night we saw the quote-unquote return of Bianca Belair, and we had been talking about this on this show here, that we really want to see this feud get kicked off between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, but last night Bianca Belair showed that she is pregnant with baby. So, and she looks like that she's maybe about, 5 or 6 months along here.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen with
No.
Jade Cargill for quite some time.
No.
Heck, maybe even not until next year.
It could be all the way to next year.
So with all that being said, who do you have as the winner coming out of this one for the Women's WWE Championship? Jade Cargill, the champion, or the challenger, Rhea Ripley?
I am going to choose the person that has shown that she knows how to do it, and I'm going to go Rhea Ripley.
Ooh, you think she's going to unseat the champion?
I think
even
she's
though
going
the numbers are there. Okay.
But then again, Liv unseated the champion last night.
She did. Numbers matter, my friend. The numbers matter.
Rhea Ripley. I'll stick it.
You're going to stick with Rhea Ripley. Now, that's not to say that Io Sky might get involved in this match too on behalf of Rhea Ripley, but I'm kind of thinking somewhere between now and the end of night 2, we're going to find out that Io Sky's got a match with Asuka.
Right.
I'll be a little surprised if we don't have Io Sky and Asuka, because there's only 6 matches tonight.
Right.
And if they expect to go almost 4 hours again from 5 until 9 o'clock, you got to throw one more thing in there.
Yeah, you can throw another match in there, especially since it takes each match is really with all the entrants. You keep adding time there. So
on this one, I'm going to stick with the champion because the numbers are just there right now. It just makes more logical sense. Now, will I be surprised if Rhea Ripley wins? No, I won't be surprised. But I got to go with the numbers right now until the numbers are neutralized.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know. Rhea Ripley may be able to neutralize those other 2 during the match itself. We'll see.
A couple of her headbutts should do it.
It could. It could. Singles match for the WWE United States Championship. And I gotta say, for this one, this is the match, I think, that has the worst build up in this, coming into this WrestleMania. And I hate that for both of these guys, Trick Williams and the champion, Sami Zayn. I hate saying that.
Yeah.
I do. Because Sami Zayn is great in the ring. Trick Williams has been really, really good at what he's been doing since he's come up to the main roster. But it's just kind of been, for me, a little bit lackluster in this build-up.
The whole gingerbread thing is like, what? Yeah. Don't like it.
Who you got?
I am going to take Sami Zayn in this one.
You're taking Sami Zayn to retain the United States Championship.
I wouldn't be shocked.
What's that rapper name that Trick Williams has got with him?
Little Yachty.
Little Yachty. Again, another WrestleMania in a row that we've got a rapper involved in the championship match.
Or, to me, this should have been a triple threat with Carmelo Hayes.
I think that too. I honestly believe that Carmelo Hayes should have been put in to this one. I think they dropped the ball not having him a part of either night of WrestleMania. But with that being said, I see a brand new United States champion in Trick Williams, because I think that Lil Yachty, whatever you want to call him, is going to get involved in this one, my friend.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we've only got 30 seconds left here on the radio side of things. If you're listening to us on the radio and want to continue hearing what we have got to say about WrestleMania Night 2, join us over on the Facebook Uncensored Wrestling Talk page. We're going to continue on with 2 more picks for night number 2 for the Superfan, the Nematode Neve, Superfan Tim, and our missing resident referee, Mr. 123, Yeet H.T. Daniels. I am Sarge saying thank you so much, and we will talk to you all next Sunday. But until then, go watch some wrestling.
This is Kyle Larson.
If dominating a race was a crime, Kyle Larson would get the electric.
All right.
The following is a production of the
Well,
Racing Network.
all's well that ends well.
Right.
The radio's going still, so the NASCAR is going. Now, what's going to happen after the NASCAR event is over with? I don't know. I'm not going to be here, so I don't know. I'm going to be involved in WrestleMania tonight, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But with all that, let's continue. Let's continue on here. You got a little bit of time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Should we turn it down just a little bit so
We will. We're going to turn it all the way down just like that. But when we get done, we're not going to take down the speakers because the big speaker, I can't get that working for some reason. So, let's jump back into this. In a match that, I don't care. Honestly. It really, should this be going on at WrestleMania? My first thought process is no, it shouldn't be, but it is. So we got to talk about it. Dirty Dominic Mysterio will be taking on not only Finn Balor, but the Demon Finn Balor, and the Demon we haven't seen in about 3 years or so. It's been a very, very long time.
Seems like it's been more than that.
I looked it up. I researched it. It's been about 3 years.
Okay.
It's been about 3 years. About 3 and 3 months, something like that. But I just didn't care for the build-up in this one.
Well, you know, I like me some Dirty Dom.
Sure.
I've been kind of behind him, being the new leader of the Judgment Day, right next to Liv Morgan.
Which he kind of is now.
Right. But the Demon, I don't think I've ever watched a match where the Demon's lost.
No. I think you're right. I think he has won every single match with the Demon.
The Demon losing on WrestleMania would be an atrocity.
Ooh. Well, if Finn Balor would wrestle more as the Demon, he'd probably have more championships under his belt.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
world championships under his belt. But with that being said, the Demon Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio, who are you going to go with?
The Demon.
Okay. Superfan Tim says he's going with the
kiss
Demon.
of death.
The kiss of death. He doesn't do a kiss of death, though.
No. I'm the kiss of death on my picks.
But you know what? Again, though, we got to throw... It may or may not happen, but you still got to talk about the numbers situation here.
Yeah.
Granted, like we said earlier, JD McDonough is going to be in that six-pack ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship.
Mm-hmm. Which will be before it.
Which will be before... Well, maybe. We don't know the exact order of how they're going to do things outside of Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar being the very first one.
From what I saw this morning, they're kind of advertising that the six-pack challenge will be the next match.
See, I would think for night number 2, you would put all of your championship matches after the first hour is over with and have them all on the app.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be surprised if six-pack ladder match is number 2 match. Because that one's going to go on for a while.
Right.
I think that match has got potential to be about a 30 to 40-minute match.
Are they going to pull where, hey, you want to see the end of this? You got to quickly buy.
No, I don't think that. I think that would be a stupid move. I really do. I think that would be a stupid move on ESPN's part. But I don't know. This is one that I've been flipping back and forth between. JD McDonough may not be in the position to help Dominic tonight, but then you've got Liv Morgan, you've got Roxanne Perez, you've got Raquel Rodriguez, and Perez and Raquel. I mean, they helped Liv last night to win. I could see them coming down and trying to help, Dirty Dom. But then I could see the Demon fighting through it all and coming out as the victor in it still. Does it help Finn Balor with a win against Dirty Dom?
It depends on what you're going to do with Finn,
Because, see, in this one, the way I'm looking at it is really Dirty Dom has more to gain than what Finn Balor does in this particular matchup.
But if you do that, then you've just really killed anything Finn's going to do.
But also at the same time, with as much as you've been building Dirty Dom, and granted he just lost the Intercontinental Championship about 3 weeks ago to Penta, but as much as you've been building up Dirty Dom, and he is still the AAA Mega Champion, it kind of kills that momentum of Dirty Dom if you have Finn Balor win. So you're in between a rock and a hard place on this one.
Yeah.
So maybe it is a good match to put on WrestleMania.
I don't know. See, now you make me. Should I go with my? No, I'm going. The Demon's never lost, so I got to stick with the Demon.
And I may not have a very good night tonight with my picks. But thinking logically in the psychology of professional wrestling, I gotta go I gotta go with Dirty Dom on this one. I've got to. Now, will I be surprised if Finn Balor wins? No. I won't be surprised if the Demon wins. Because as you said a moment ago, I think he's undefeated as the Demon.
Yeah. You know, because I started going back. I know in NXT he was undefeated, and I was trying to think how many times we saw the Demon outside of NXT, and it was very limited at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the Demon, every time he's brought out the Demon...
I think he's actually only had a couple of matches as the Demon
outside of
on the main roster. So, we'll see. We will see what happens with that one. Now we get to the main event of night number 2 of WrestleMania. It will be a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The champion, CM Punk, defending against Roman Reigns. And I have seen that there has been an extra stipulation put to this one. If Reigns loses, he will leave WWE. And I'm just telling you, that's what it says.
Who put that out? Who put that out?
It's on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
It's on Wikipedia. But here's the thing. I know that Roman Reigns has a couple more years still
on his
left on his contract. But then again, at the same time, if you look at the past, I give it 5 years, right? Only sporadically would Roman Reigns show up and do things. So having multi-years left on his contract really doesn't mean anything anymore
really.
For Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But if he loses, he will leave WWE. Who you got? CM Punk or Roman Reigns?
You know, again, flipping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Originally, I was going to go, well, CM Punk's going to retain because AJ Lee lost.
Yeah.
But then Cody retained, so they're not going to keep the same championship, so Roman Reigns is going to win.
Maybe.
So now with this saying that he's going to leave, and I don't think he has really anything booked as far as, you know, movies or anything like that.
I think he just got done.
He just got done. Right. So are they going to give Roman Reigns one more title reign for 2 years? Probably.
You know,
so I got to pick Roman Reigns.
It would not surprise me one little bit if that were to happen. It wouldn't. It would not surprise me with having multi-year contracts still, win the championship, and come back periodically to defend it. Once every couple of months or whatever. But you know what? With that being said, now when he was doing that before, he was a champion on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
We're on Netflix now.
Right.
It's a big deal. And not to have your champion on Monday Night Raw on a regular, even a semi-regular basis is bad. Very, very bad for business.
But do you think that they're going to stretch the storyline out where you have a couple matches where they flip back and forth with the title?
Ooh.
Which then...
In this particular situation, no. I don't see it being a hot potato. I don't see the championship being a hot potato. I don't. It wouldn't make much sense. It just wouldn't to me. So, with all that being said, though, who you got? Roman Reigns or CM
I'm going to go Roman Reigns, even though I hate it.
It's interesting. Superfan Tim over here is going with Roman Reigns. You know, I've been kind of going back and forth myself ever since the very beginning of this match being announced. And, you know, it would vary from week to week of who won the actual promo battle. One week, Roman Reigns would win it. The next week, CM Punk would win it. Then CM Punk would say something dirty about Roman Reigns' father, which was way out of line.
Yeah, it was out of line.
But Roman Reigns took that and turned it into his favor.
Right.
Right? The following week. So they've been getting one up on each other every other week.
And reading the dirt sheets, even leading up to it, there's, I guess, some real heat between Punk and Reigns in the back, even.
That's what they're saying.
They literally keep them apart.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Before I make my pick here, from the dirt sheets, even though Roman Reigns teased leaving WWE if he loses against CM Punk at WrestleMania 42, PW Insider heard that Roman's contract is not about to expire, and there are no signs that he is exiting the company anytime soon. Again, take it with a grain of salt, because it is from the dirt sheets.
Right.
It is from Pro Wrestling Insider. But anymore...
What does Dave Meltzer say?
Who cares about Dave Meltzer? Let me see here real quick. If there is anything from Dave Meltzer on this list of stuff that I have, because I did not see initially anything from him on this particular issue. Yeah, Dave Meltzer's being quiet about this one, apparently.
Because he doesn't know.
Because he may not know. Man, but, I mean, PW Insiders, they might be onto something here. They might be onto something here. And you know what? If Roman Reigns loses, he will leave WWE. However, as it says on here, his contract's not about to expire. He's still got multi-years left on it. There's no signs of him exiting the company.
He still can do it.
He could still do it. He could still do it. But I would be a little surprised. I would be a little surprised if that were to happen. So with that being said, I'm going to be right there with you. I'm picking Roman Reigns to win as well.
Do you think this is going to end in a no contest?
I was thinking that too. But, man, talk about the letdown. It would be a major letdown and a major faux pas and a major mistake if WWE was to have this match in a no contest, with it being the very first WrestleMania on the ESPN app. The very first, the second WrestleMania since they started on Netflix. It would be a mistake to have it as a no contest. Somebody's got to come out as a win.
I agree, but can it? I mean, obviously, there's the possibility of interference by the Usos.
There is. There's a possibility, but I would be a little surprised if it would have happened.
Friends, I mean, if Cody wasn't so beaten up, you say, yeah, I can see Cody.
Oh no, Cody's done. He's not coming out tonight for nothing.
But just
we may not even see him. I mean, he's a SmackDown guy, so when I say Raw, we don't really usually see him on Monday Night Raw anyway. But he's not going to be on Raw. I don't think he's going to be on. I'll be surprised if he's on SmackDown this coming week. Because of the eye and
cursing Roman Reigns.
Why would we? No.
I'm just trying to think of Punk's friends that would come in that could.
See, with Danhausen, the only match that I see him maybe playing a part in as well is possibly the Demon Finn Balor match. That would make a little bit of sense.
Right.
A little bit. Not much. But no. No, Danhausen is not getting involved in this. Even though him and CM Punk are great friends, and I would be I would be floored.
Or does Solo Sikoa and the MFTs?
No, they've got their own thing going on. They got their own thing going on over on SmackDown. No, I don't see it. And plus, I mean, if you really come down to it, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa are still at odds with each other. Mm-hmm. They have unfinished business as well, but still, no, I don't see Solo Sikoa or the MFT getting involved in this one. I think it's going to stay a straight-up one-on-one match in this one. Sure. And with this stipulation, if Roman Reigns loses, he will leave WWE. I'll be shocked. I would be totally shocked if Roman Reigns loses. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens.
So you're taking Roman Reigns?
I am taking Roman Reigns. Okay. I am going to take Roman Reigns as of right now. Now, that might change between now and the beginning of WrestleMania. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm going to keep it with Roman Reigns.
And I suggest everybody on Facebook, if you want to join in on picks, put them out there on the Discord.
Absolutely. We would love to hear what you've got to say about everything going on night number 2. Heck, we'd love to hear from what you've got to say about what happened on night 1 as well. Go join the Discord channel. Let us know what you've got to say. You know what? Let's take a few minute break here. And then when we come back, we will talk about AEW this week. And all the shenanigans that are going on in AEW. In the meantime, I'm going to turn this back up on the radio, let them have something to listen to, and we will be back in just a few minutes.
Todd joins us now to provide us the keys to winning today's race. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com. Before we get into the keys, when you hear that highlight, what do you remember about that day?
Ripping the wall and just putting Joey in a position where that's a time. 2014, that was the first of our then playoff situation where that was the first year we went to rounds of working through. Having that as a first race of that kind of bought you some time to work forward. But love those days. Getting to play offense.
Ripping the wall,
Obviously, Winston Kelly referring to the hall pass that was in play. What kind of hall pass do these drivers need today to make their way into Mobile One victory lane?
I think the one piece it's kind of evolved here is these crew chiefs have to find a balance in their race cars that allows them to run multiple lanes to work their way through traffic. I think that's one piece. We can all stick it up on the wall and think about making up there, but you've got to be able to get off the wall. We saw guys working that pull-down lane where they're up on the wall and turning down. We've seen some guys the last couple of years, Ryan Blaney comes to mind for me, that can put the left side tires on the white line at the bottom of the racetrack through 3 and 4 and really roll speed through there. Finding ways to find balance in your race car to allow that driver to run wherever he needs to be away from the traffic.
Is that a deliberate approach or by process of elimination? Like, do you come into this race knowing where you want to run on the racetrack, or is that something you learn over the course of the weekend?
I think we all know that it's going to be easier to run in that higher banking part of the progressive banking here, above that second dotted line, that top 15 feet of asphalt. And then now, how do I work my way around that in places that I'm not in the preferred lane and still maintain speed? Something you'll focus on in practice.
What's number 2 on the list?
Number 2, find the edge of tire pressure and performance without going over it. This place is fairly smooth, and the lower we can run the rear air pressures, the lower we can put the diffuser, the more downforce we make. On a high tire lap time fall off racetrack like this, having free aerodynamic forces is going to be a factor in being long. So you're going to want to keep taking the air out. Make sure you don't go too far and jeopardize a tire.
Yes, a Kansas staple, no doubt. A 1.5 mile staple, no doubt. What's number 3 on the list, Todd?
Number 3 to me. This is where the crew chief's got to be on his game. Be aggressive on the short pit cycle. When we talk about that, the stages here are 80 laps. You're going to want to split that in half at 40. Now, I don't want to come at 40 if somebody else came at 38, because by the time I got there, I'm 2 seconds a lap time slower than they are. They're going to get a 4-second jump on me by coming 2 laps earlier. I want to be the guy making that advantage. Be aggressive on it, but don't be overly aggressive on those green flag cycles on pit road. Don't get a penalty. Finding 2 or 3 tenths of a second in your pit stop at a risk of having to do a pass-through
is not worth the reward.
And we saw short pitting come into play yesterday, which paid off with Taylor Gray winning the Kansas Lottery 300. Todd, appreciate your time. Coming up, we are headed trackside. Drivers about to be introduced to everybody here at the Kansas Speedway for the Advent Health 400.
Every great team is powered by people who show up ready to make a difference. Find a place where you're seen as more than your role and cared for as a whole person. At Advent Health, you'll be supported with benefits like paid time off and health insurance from day one, paid parental leave, career development, and more. Do work that matters with a team behind you every step of the way. Apply today at joinadventhealth.com.
Jeff Gordon wins the Daytona 500.
Jeff Gordon's rise to one of NASCAR's all-time greatest drivers was one like no other. Relive Jeff Gordon's journey to the NASCAR Hall of Fame with the exclusive MRN podcast, Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career. 93 Cup Series wins, 4 Cup Series championships, and 3 Daytona 500 wins. A career rivaled by few others. Check out MRN's Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
Today's Advent Health 400, 267 laps, 400 miles. Stage breaks will come at laps 80
All right,
and
here we go.
165. From Kansas Speedway,
Ain't you close,
this is
son?
I
the
understand
Network,
that.
the voice of NASCAR.
It just happens. But with that, let's jump right back into this Superfan because it's 20 after 12. And we have got things still to do before.
Setting the standard for authentic
Let's see.
Mexican food and
Pre-show starts at 2 p.m. today for WrestleMania Night 2. And it's funny to me that the pre-show is going to be almost as long as the regular show is. And if you combine that with the post-show, it is just as long as the regular show.
The pre-show, the regular show, the post-show equals one AEW event.
This is true. This is true.
Julio's Taco Express at number 3 Troy Center.
Well, let's jump in a little bit about AEW, and let's start off with Dynasty's pay-per-view last weekend.
Or tires for your car, SUV.
Well, let's see here.
Plus on the farm service, road repair, and general auto repair. And
Chris Jericho making his match, return, going up against Ricochet with his partners Bishop Khan and Toa Leona in tow. And,
Welcome back to the Kansas Speedway.
when I knew that the two of them were going to stay down at ringside in this match with Ricochet against Jericho, I marked it down and said Ricochet's going to win. And sure enough, Ricochet comes out with the victory against Jericho. What'd you think about this one?
I mean, why? Jericho comes back. Everybody's been clamoring about Jericho. Is he staying with AEW? Is he going to WWE? And literally, you bring him back to lose? It makes me scratch my head.
I mean, I kind of understand it a little bit.
With the numbers, I understand.
Ricochet's
it,
not a young wrestler by any means. But he's somebody that's trying to get his name in the main event things, right? So with getting a win over Chris Jericho kind of does that and pushes him up that ladder a little bit.
Right.
So I understand the psychology.
One-on-one without interference, but there was interference.
Oh, there was tons of interference in this.
I could get behind that analogy, but yeah, once you have interference, you just change. If you were trying to build up to a different level, you're still there. Again, kind of, hey, I need help just to get the job done. And it just blew my mind that they didn't have Jericho win after being gone for over a year. Almost 2, it seems like.
I mean, it feels like it's been a very long time, but it has been a year and 2 months, roughly. A year and a month, something like that. Again, though, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised that Ricochet got the win. And I won't be surprised if moving forward that Jericho loses several more matches in a row against pretty good wrestlers.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how that thing goes. Well, Darby Allin taking on Andrade El Idolo. And in this one, if Allin were to pick up the win, he would receive an AEW World Championship match against whoever won between MJF and Kenny Omega at the Spring Breakthrough on Dynamite on Wednesday night. And I tell you, I was disappointed in this one. I really was. Because they had been building Andrade since he came back to AEW. Doing a great job, I felt. Granted, he's a heel. He's doing heel tactics. But his build had been really, really good. Now, none of us here on the UWT, myself, you, or HD, like the fact that he's in the Don Callis family.
Right.
But with that being said, and pushing that to the side, though, you know, and he had gotten a win over Bandito in a singles match. He really should have been in line, and might still be, I don't know, but he should have been in line for a match against Bandito for that Ring of Honor championship, and really, that should have happened on Dynasty instead of Andrade taking on Darby Allin.
Right. In fact, Andrade beat Kenny Omega.
He did. You're absolutely right. Like I said, they've been building Andrade up to be this, you know, superstar of a wrestler.
One of the Mexico events, MJF was there, and who was there? Andrade. And there was confrontation.
Sure there was. Over a couple of week time period.
Yep.
Going into this one.
And you're going, okay, here's the path.
But, in the eyes of AEW, Darby Allin was, he's a pillar. Now, mind you, one of those four pillars can never wrestle again for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Speaking of Hangman Adam Page, because he lost to MJF in a really great match, I thought. But there was some things that happened in that match that I didn't agree with either, like the needle going through the face and don't get me started. But I was surprised. I was a little ticked off that Darby Allin picked up the win over Andrade El Idolo.
This is where I was trying to call in last week, and I might have been off time a little bit, but this is because you guys were talking about it, and I wanted to bring up the fact I dislike Darby Allin. I don't think he's a good wrestler.
Well, here's the thing with Darby Allin. Darby Allin takes high risk after high risk after high risk after high risk. And there's no break between taking high risk after high risk.
Right.
There's no wrestling moves being done, really, in between those high risks.
Right.
It's all either the high risks or it's a fight on the outside of the ring.
Right. Where he's getting tossed into every barricade or table out there.
Yeah. So, but they've had him on this trajectory since climbing Mount Everest, and good on him. Congratulations. You know, a great accomplishment. Not many people get to do that or can do that. But he's been on this trajectory, fighting with the Death Riders, fighting with Gabe Kidd, to where you knew that they were pushing him up the ladder to get a championship match.
Right.
And really, in my mind, I thought, even going back to Russell Dream, when he beat John Moxley, I thought maybe he would get a match for the Continental Championship.
Right. That makes sense.
Or maybe even be in a mix for the TNT Championship at some point very soon. But no, he is in now and we'll get to it in a moment. He is put into a match with the winner between MJF and Kenny Omega on Wednesday night's Spring Breakthrough for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And when that happened, when Darby Allin defeated Andrade El Idolo, I thought in my head, whomever is the champion going into Wednesday night, Darby Allin is about to defeat him. We'll get to that in just a moment. FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler, the AEW World Tag Team Champions, defended those belts against Cope and Cage. What'd you think about this one, Superfan?
Okay, so let's be honest. I think I guessed one match correct in this whole shebang.
You're always on a bad roll.
No, I know. I'm trying to make lemonade out of lemons.
You're wearing the shirt well.
Yeah.
I did that.
I just... It was a blood fest.
It was.
And I just didn't I mean, I picked Cope and Cage to win. Doesn't shock me FTR keeps the titles but it's like, I almost wanted Cope and Cage to win just to give them the belt so they could go away. And I wanted to kind of, this whole storyline be over.
Well, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Nope.
FTR picks up the victory over Cope and Cage. And they are going to have another match coming up soon.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. There's no getting around it.
And
maybe
I don't know
on the
how
next
soon
one,
because
Cope and
I
Cage
think
will win.
Christian Cage had to have surgery on his wrist or something.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he actually ended up getting surgery or not. They haven't really said.
Right.
So
I know there's some injury coming out of it.
We'll see. We'll see how this plays. Because Cope and Cage just came back from the stuff that happened before.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know, from AEW Dynasty this past week, with everything that was going on, AEW, for me, it took a dip. It took a dip downwards. Not in a good way. Not in a good way. Now, we get to the 10-man Casino Gauntlet match. And while I'm not unhappy with the person that won this championship, I am at the same time a little disappointed that Tommaso Ciampa didn't win.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it was natural that you put the belt back on Ciampa so you could keep this, Mark Briscoe thing, which all of a sudden Mark Briscoe's disappeared.
Yeah, Mark Briscoe wasn't even in this 10-man casino.
Right.
So, if Tommaso Ciampa had won it, there wouldn't have been any Mark Briscoe thing. Mark Briscoe might be injured.
Yeah.
We haven't heard. But there's still a lot of great wrestlers in AEW that Tommaso Ciampa can face and defend that championship against.
But, again, I was kind of surprised none of the Hurt business.
Yeah.
Where are they?
They were on TV a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, saying they were coming back, but then since then,
Crickets.
I don't know.
No, I'm okay with
it. They're going to stay in the tag team scene, though, I think.
Right.
When they do come back, whenever they come back. I would imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kevin Knight, though, picks up the win by pinning Daniel Garcia of the Death Riders. Well, I tell you what, Daniel Garcia's been taking a lot of losses as of late.
Yeah.
A lot of losses. I don't know.
But he's the one because they almost put him in the same position as Wheeler Yuta because Yuta was taking all the losses.
Yeah. But I'm not totally upset that Kevin Knight won the championship.
Oh, absolutely
I
not.
think he's going to do a great job.
We'll see how he,
we'll see.
you know, because he made the comment to Speedball that, hey, happens, you know.
Yeah. Continental Championship on the line. Will Ospreay going up against the champion, Jon Moxley. And I, for one, really thought Will Ospreay was coming out the victor in that one.
That's
But again, yet again, they threw a curveball at us and struck us out because Jon Moxley defended and retained that championship.
You know, the injury to Will Ospreay, I've been trying to decide, did he come back too soon?
We'll see.
Everything's leading like he did come back too soon.
Seemed like that he re-injured
he's
a few things in that match.
Right. So, you know, good for Moxley to keep it, but also shocked that he kept it against Will Ospreay.
MJF versus Kenny Omega. And of course, MJF, the AEW World Champion, and this match for that championship. I thought this was going to be a really good back and forth match. And it was a good back and forth match. I thought it told the story that needed to be told in this match. Kenny Omega coming so close to winning that AEW World Championship. Kenny Omega hitting the one-winged angel on MJF, and somehow, some way, who knows, MJF kicking out of the one-winged angel. Not many people do that.
How many people?
Not many.
Is he like the only one that's ever kicked out?
He might be. He might be the only. I think maybe Okada from way back in the day in New Japan. But you got to hand it to MJF in this match. He was the devil in this match.
That match, I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for Hangman to appear. Because I thought Hangman would have came out to help Kenny and cause MJF.
I kind of thought that way as well.
Just because of the hatred between Hangman and MJF.
Yeah, I kind of thought that as well. I did kind of think that as well. But no Hangman Adam Page. No other run-in. It was a one-on-one matchup. And Kenny Omega just didn't get the job done that night. MJF proved to be he was the better man that night. So with that being said, MJF retained the AEW World Championship. Now, it was announced before that match, before the main event, that Darby Allin was going to get a World Championship match at Dynamite, at Spring Breakthrough. However, nobody was able to tell MJF about it, and MJF goes on this hiatus and disappears Monday and Tuesday until Wednesday. It was time to show up to the arena just before the show starts. Don Callis coming out, then getting into a little bit of a back and forth conversation.
Apologizing.
While Renee is trying to tell MJF, hey, dummy, you got a match. Well, finally she was able to tell him he's got a match, and it's not any kind of match. It was right then. It was supposed to happen right then. MJF making a beeline for the ring, getting in the ring. This, that, and the other happened, and it was made that the main event would be Darby Allin versus MJF for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And while I do not agree with it in one bit, I just don't. I don't agree with it. I know there's tons of AEW fans that are thrilled with it. I know there's tons of AEW fans that are happy with it. I know there are tons of AEW fans that absolutely love it. And that's fine. And that's okay. But me? I hate it. I don't like it. MJF, if you did not get to see it, MJF has his diamond ring in his trunks, and just before the match is to start, after the bell is rung, he pulls it out to give to Aubrey Edwards for her to go put it away. And while she's doing that, he low blows Darby Allin.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aubrey Edwards turns around and Darby Allin starts to push MJF into Aubrey Edwards. And for some reason, Aubrey Edwards turns around and is halfway out the ropes. And in that respect, Darby Allin does the low blow back to MJF and does not one, not two, not even three, but 4 coffin drops from each single separate turnbuckle. And what proved to be, what, a 3.5, 4 minute match?
I thought it was 2 minutes.
It was a little bit longer than that. It was a little bit longer than that. But nevertheless, hitting all those different coffin drops, then picking MJF up, doing a headlock takeover into a pin, 1, 2, 3, and you've got a brand new AEW World Heavyweight Champion in Darby Allin. What do you think? What are your thoughts before we get out of here?
My thoughts on this is plain and simple. I understand the shock value because you're going to be on WrestleMania week to try to keep your eyes and people back at you.
It's trying to steal some thunder from
Right.
WrestleMania.
But seriously, Darby F. and Allin?
Darby F. and Allin. You know what? This is what I gotta say about this part of it. Yes, WrestleMania week is going on. Yes, WrestleMania is going on Saturday and Sunday. Quit worrying, and this is for any other organization, not just AEW. Don't worry about trying to steal some thunder from WrestleMania itself or anything else. Do stuff just on your own. Don't play that stupid card because it's gonna backfire.
Right.
And really, honestly, I think it has backfired.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that love this.
Right.
And love the fact that Darby Allin is the world champion. But there are also a lot of us that are disgusted with it.
Yeah. And the worst part about it, Tommaso Ciampa put his name in the coffer for whoever won between MJF and Darby Allin. So now it's going to be Darby Allin, Tommaso Ciampa, and Ciampa's going to lose again.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
The only way they're going to redeem me is they put the belt on Ciampa.
Maybe Darby Allin pulls a Tommy Wildfire Rich and only has the championship for a week. I would absolutely love to see Tommaso Ciampa as the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, even though he's only been in AEW for a couple of months now, because of everything else that is going on that makes no sense in AEW.
Yeah. Put him in the championship. He can play a heel. He can play a face. He's going to beat Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, I love this psycho killer of Tommaso Ciampa. Yeah. I love his tactics. You know, fight fire with fire, right?
And he's going out there and he's just going to beat the snot out of you.
And he is. And he will. If you're not careful, he will. And if you're not careful, you'll be a bloody mess by the time the match is over with.
Right.
Whew. What else you got? Anything else from this week of professional wrestling that you want to get off your chest real quick before we get out of here? Because it is a quarter to one.
I do want to say something about the Hall of Fame induction.
Sure.
Probably one of the greatest inductions was Stephanie McMahon.
It was very, very good.
From top to finish.
It was very, very good.
Everything after that sucked.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm sorry, you have Bad News Brown. Somebody has to at least accept it for him and give him some call.
I would agree there.
Sid Vicious. Nobody, they did a short package. Really nothing to talk about.
And I agree with that, too. They should have had somebody accepting it and talking a little bit.
Dennis Rodman. I want to rip that
Wait a
effing
minute. With Dennis
ring
Rodman,
out of his mouth,
I don't
so
care.
you can understand what
Hang
he
on.
says.
Time out. I don't mind Dennis Rodman being put into the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame. I don't mind that one bit. Because we've got a whole bunch of different people in the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame.
But he wasn't WWE.
But outside, and we're not on the radio right now. Let me make sure these mics are not on. But the only word that you could really understand that he said, and he said it not once but twice, and both times by mistake. I really think that he said it by mistake. I don't think he was really, I think he was trying to say something else instead of this word, but all he said was the word shit. That was it. That's the only thing you could understand from Dennis Rodman. Is what it is. I thought, like you said, Stephanie McMahon, absolutely great speech. A great package put together for her. A great package put for AJ Styles.
Yes.
And I thought that his speech was quite good.
Right.
And
his
granted,
was short.
his was short, but he made it short
But
inside.
he explained it on the pre-show of WrestleMania, saying, "Hey, I understand all these people in production. I get it. I just felt like it needed to be short. We already had a long day.
Sure.
We have a long day coming up.
Sure.
I'm going to keep it a little bit shorter."
And then also,
and it was okay.
Then also Demolition, Axe and Smash. A much deserved Hall of Fame induction for both of these men.
Right.
And really, yes, they got put in as Demolition, but at the same time, both men could be put in as singles as well. Barry Darsow, wow, what a career that man had, because in the NWA, he was part of the Russian team. He was the Repo Man also in the WWE. A lot of people forget about that. He did so many different things. And we talk about people reinventing themselves and stuff like that. He was one of the pioneers, I think, of reinventing yourself. And so, having so many different hands and different things going on in the world of professional wrestling from the early 80s on, breaking in with the Road Warriors and, all this awesome stuff from Minnesota. Kudos to him. He absolutely 100% deserved it. And while I wish that their speeches would have been a little bit longer and maybe a few more stories being told, it was an okay speech though.
Yeah.
I'll give it an okay speech.
Right.
So the only things I didn't care for on the Hall of Fame was the Sid Justice and the Bad News Brown situation. Like you said, I wish somebody would have been able to have been allowed to speak for a few minutes.
Right.
But at the same
have to be one of
time,
the family members if they weren't accustomed to it.
at the same time, you have to remember that it didn't get started until midnight Eastern,
Right.
11 o'clock Central our time,
Which I have a problem.
10 o'clock. Well, what day are you going to put it on?
Thursday.
That's kind of tough to do. Because in the past, you've always had it the night before WrestleMania.
Then move
and it's
SmackDown to Thursday for one night only.
Maybe. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But still, you can't move Hall of Fame.
Right.
You just
if you're set on that, then
Now the real question comes is what do they do with the Hall of Fame next year when it's Saudi Arabia?
Right.
Where is SmackDown going to be? And I'm guessing it's going to be in Saudi.
Yeah.
Are we going to do the Hall of Fame in Saudi as well? Okay. I mean, for those time frames, you've almost got to do SmackDown live from Saudi Arabia, which puts it at a way crazy hour over here.
Right.
And then the Hall of Fame directly afterwards.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll
see.
see what happens. But hey, again, tonight, this afternoon, however you want to look at it, 5 o'clock Central Time. Make sure you go over and get on Uncensored Wrestling Talk's Discord channel. We're going to be in the voice channel on there. and we're going to talk about everything that's going on while Night 2 is going on. Give a little bit of our own play-by-play and all that good stuff.
Our own banter.
Our own banter about what's going on. Heck, you may even hear some arguments pop up. You never know. Would you like to do the honors, good sir? And with that being said, join us tonight. 5 o'clock is the start time for WrestleMania 42, night number 2. For our resident referee, Mr. 123, Yeet
I know.
Steve Daniels. He'll be back with us next week. For the Nematode Nelly, Superfan Tim, I am Sarge saying thank you so much for watching. And until next Sunday, go watch some wrestling.